Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 12:10 in the morning. Um, but on the West Coast, it is still late in the evening. We are here to talk about the Nancy Guthrie case. So there have been some small developments. Many people like to think this is huge, it's a big deal. Sometimes that's not the case. Um, Nancy Guthrie, all eyes are at that location, right? The FBI, we covered it in our last podcast. The FBI had hands on deck, all on top throughout. It just looks like they needed to do more investigation work. They genuinely needed to do more work. Clean up, sweep area. We did see them pick up a little camera device that was powered by, um, it was powered by a an external power source to say. I want to be, I'm being vague, but that's what that would be classified as. Not confirmed though, not confirmed at all. And when I was on my break, it took me time, and I needed clarity to better assess all the information that I took in the later podcast we just did. And I thought about something, and I'm like, this is all just them doing a final sweep. That's what that looked like to me. With this new ransom, with this new message, it's still not verified. Even the original one, I'm that I can continue to say, and but they're not ruling anything out at all. If anything, they're really dialing and focusing on this new message sent to KOLD specifically. But we'll see. That can change. TMZ can receive one tomorrow. That's what the behavior happened last time, as they received one at February 2nd by KOLD, then later down the line, then TMZ, et cetera, et cetera. So right now, what I want to talk to you about is this recent news development. Car being towed from Nancy Guthrie's neighborhood. It's really, I'm going to be real with you, it's not massive. It's not. But still important. Why? Why do this now? Why, out of all the times, which is quite disappointing, even after a video I watched before starting this podcast, experts are like extremely disappointed. Further, and I, again, not trying to step on toes, but why didn't they do rapid sweeps at the beginning? You see, they just did one that I showed you on the podcast. But I digress. Let's focus on the development of taking this vehicle. Why now? And also the infrared that they use. The FBI went back to Nancy Guthrie's apartment, and the infrared drone footage showed the FBI searching through it. I have that as well. Also, Trump weighs in on this situation. That's not of too importance, but I want to dig into what's important. And also the latest updates from Brian Enton. We're going to cover that here in this podcast. Now, this one won't be as long as the 6.5-hour podcast that I did earlier, and I do apologize. I genuinely get passionate, for real. But let's get to these updates. So this car, they are towing away, and it did appear to be the car that Nancy Guthrie had in her garage. So please do me a favor before we begin. I would appreciate this so much. I know this is difficult for some people, but this is a new podcast. So I would need everyone who is just joining in to hit the like button. All right. And if you are brand new, hit the subscribe button on this channel. You are going to love this channel. I promise you. All right. Awesome sauce. For sure, Ski. Let's get into this. All right. Let's watch the video that Brian Enton put in. And then we're slowly catching up to what I missed in the past hour. I've just been resting. Gary says they can settle this in 1 hour by calling Ring. So let me answer this question real quick. So it's a Nest camera, and they already, are you saying like the camera, like Amazon camera Ring? What Amazon, if you're saying that, they are they're into that. They passed that already. They passed that. They passed that, and they couldn't find anything because no subscription. What else? The feed was looping. It's just nothing was recorded at all, which makes it even more weird, doesn't it? Yeah. But it was a Nest camera. All right. All right. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Let's get back to it. Thank you for liking and subscribing.
So they just towed the car. So we have this shot. Mo got this shot. And you can see, where's the tow truck? Is that that SUV? Point to it right there. Point to it.
That one right there.
Okay, you can see the SUV on it. So Mo had a closer look when it was there a second ago, and he says it's the same SUV that was in the garage, and you could tell that it was blue. Remember, Mo got this shot with his drone. So anyway, I know it's blurry, but that's the tow truck leaving. This is the scene out here right now. Everybody got moved back, and they closed the whole area off. I was showing you earlier, and FBI is still out there at Nancy Guthrie's house. We're all just kind of back here.
So why do this? Why tow the car now? Again, as I said just recently, that it genuinely feels like they need to do a full sweep. Not that hey, we need to find something. Remember when Ashley Banfield said on her podcast that they towed Annie's car, and then the whole internet was like, guilty, guilty, guilty. The boyfriend, her. That's protocol. You understand? That's not nothing. That's normal. That's nothing strange. Because if that was the case, or if they found what they was looking for, if Annie was a suspect or Tommaso, I think they would have said they had a person of interest, let alone they would have considered them a suspect and they would have been detained by now. Again, not saying that anyone is off the hook. No, not at all. And I mean no one in the family, the whole family, if you get what I'm saying. No one is off the hook. No shade, just being real. Now, after that happened, right? 3 deputies arrived at Annie Guthrie's house, but they left and didn't go inside. Now, when this posted by Brian, but it wasn't by Brian only, it was everywhere. Again, people started doing it again. Annie's guilty, Annie's guilty, Annie. I get you. I respect your opinion. But never safe to quickly assume, because just 14 minutes later, they didn't do anything. They questioned and talked to Annie as they did with every other person in that neighborhood today. You forget, they were knocking on doors. News 12 reported that. I showed that. And I confirmed that through video footage. Brian Ensign just told you guys that 14 minutes later. Again, I'm not trying to protect the family or the friends or the best friends or whoever. I'm saying you have to understand the complexity of this situation and what we're dealing with. Annie has been working with authorities. She's been home. So has Cameron and Savannah. You got to keep that in mind. Now, criminals are known to be working with the investigation, as they think that normal atmosphere would mask them. I mean, anyone could be obviously simple. You can be guilty. Anyone. We learned from previous cases, true crime stories. But I can say here that this is nothing abnormal. This is normal, guys. They went to Annie's house for whatever conversation they had. Probably, it's going to be related, but probably nothing too serious. Now, could it be potential that tomorrow, Annie, forgive me, but I'm not saying you are, or Tommaso or Cameron could be suspects? There is a possibility. Yes, I am not negating that at all, but that is not what happened today, is what I'm saying. Just want to clarify that, all right? So, he posted this an hour ago at 11:02. So from that will be an hour and 18 minutes ago, but then clarified to say, and they left and didn't go inside. There we go. These are some really good questions here. Yeah. This entire case is propaganda. We have zero evidence so far. Here's what I'm gonna say. Crisis, it almost feels like they have no evidence so far. You see, when I was starting this podcast, I saw some scrutiny happening. And guess who it was for? It wasn't towards my channel. It wasn't towards Brian. Shit. It wasn't even towards Annie or Tommaso. It was towards the sheriff, Chris Nanos. Because people are weighing in that he botched this investigation. Now, again, I don't want to downplay him. It must be really hard doing your job. Who am I to talk over internet? I'm not doing your job. Shit, maybe I can't even do it as good as you. I'm so used to doing investigation work behind a screen. But man, it is now February 7th officially, and there is nothing. Nothing at all. But yes, Crisis. You're right. Let's get into these details. Let's get into it. All right, let's watch these videos. And guys, please, if you feel like I'm being too hard on, let me explain something to you. I know that I've been talking a lot. That's what a podcast is. We explain, we talk, we create, we just conversate, construct ideas, we understand, we compromise, we do it all. But if you're thinking that I'm being too hard on investigators, you need to understand something. What makes somebody so good at their craft is that they put hours and hours and hours every single day for a quarter of their life to be the very best that they can, especially representing an agency that so many in the general public give respect for. Especially when you're getting paid to do something you love. Yeah? Like you watching me, you expect me to not only entertain, but inform you the correct way. You trust me. You're watching me. That's why when I do this podcast, I try to be as perfect, not right, but perfect. I shoot for the best as I can. Even when I'm online, even when I'm offline, I'm doing my laptop, trying to study to be perfect for you. So these investigators, all these agencies study, train, focus, sacrifice their time, even away from their family, to do the very best that they can. Kudos and excellent work. But if you're going to do that and get paid for it by tax dollars, and you want to put yourself forward with the responsibility and saying, trust me, then we're going to do that. And I'm going to. That's why the pressure is there. It's necessary. It's not a liability. It's not messing up the investigation. It is expected. You train for this. If anything, out of all this, the family trusts you. Remember, that script you created for them to tell the very people who kidnapped their mother was created by you. It needs to work. All right, the infrared drone footage, the FBI searching the Guthrie home. Now, the camera feed that we was watching, there was more information. That wasn't the only drone. There was more. It looks like people were doing further investigation in the air, literally in the air. Seriously. Senate, thank you so. Senate, you've been on a roll today. Chat, Senate has been on a roll. Seriously, what the heck? Senate, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. It says John 3, chapter 3, verse 16. I don't know how that works. Let me know how that works. Maybe I should look it up.
Live at Nancy Guthrie through an infrared drone operated.
Do you know why infrared is important here? Because it can pick up different signatures. You can't do it with a normal. It's just picking up different signatures. It's so important. This is genius. Fox, I'm kind of impressed by this one. Good job.
By our Fox flight team as police continue searching the property. Retired NYPD Inspector Paul Morrow is also in Tucson. I mean, this is pretty incredible footage we're looking at right here. It looks like a team of agents are coming in and out of the house, in and out of the garage, Paul. You talked about a camera that was discovered on the roof. Do you think that was part of the just regular surveillance, or was that wildlife?
What?
You know, I wish I knew. I haven't even seen an image of it yet because of where I'm positioned here at the sheriff's office. It would make sense to have a wildlife camera perhaps on the roof, but who knows? Maybe there's a skylight or something that people feared they could get in through in the past that was covered over. I mean, anything really here is possible here without being up on the roof and seeing it. But I do say to myself, you know, would you not have searched the roof and even at the other house originally, just because, you know, the buildings here are all one story and they're quite low. And, you know, I would have to say to myself, if I was going to do a really thorough search, what if they just threw like a knife or something up onto the roof during the course of the thing? So I am surprised that something like this hadn't been found earlier, but maybe it's not going to be much help because, as we know, that all the other cameras were all wired in a way that they didn't feed the cloud. And as a result, there's no footage to be found.
All right, so the second note that comes in, it's a second IP address. So it's different. The police aren't able to exploit it. This guy's obviously very sophisticated. But the fact that a second note may have been sent, I mean, that has to give so much hope to the Guthries, who are sitting here dealing with what they thought was just a blank stare and basically a clock ticking down to death on Monday. How much momentum does this give this investigation and negotiation?
Well, if it does indeed open up a line of communication, that is a major break. Because up until now, if the ransomers here they've been so indifferent that it made you question the entire construction of what's going on here. Is it not an actual ransom situation? Are they not interested in getting paid? Is there some other motive? Is another group involved? I've had ransomware cases where the original bad guys are being assisted by another set of bad guys. You never know who you're negotiating with. So if they've actually been able to confirm that they're talking to the real bad guys, that is the major break in this thing. Now, one of the ways to be able to tell
Thank you, Marcia.
how much authenticity to give this for the two notes is if the IP address you can easily obfuscate. They did it once, they could do it again. You use the onion router, you bounce it around the world. That's the most simple way to do it, and it's easily done.
He knows about that. Look at that. I'm not the only fucking nerd on the screen. Congratulations. It's the basic way, but he's correct.
It's very hard to break. But the thing I would be looking for to prove it's the same person is, did they put in the Bitcoin wallet? Assuming they want to get paid so badly, and that's what they're pressing for, if they put that long string of numerals into the second note, which is so unique, no, it's not out, nobody could ever guess it, you'd immediately say to yourself, this is the same person. And then you'd have to start to say to yourself, this is a pretty sophisticated operation, and maybe these notes are the real deal.
Yeah.
You heard it. Look at that. Exactly what we were talking about. It's common sense at this point. Like, can we all agree on this? We are dealing with some professionals, sophisticated individuals, because our own cybersecurity can't even pinpoint them, let alone the IP address. Just because they found it, that doesn't mean it's intentional. That doesn't mean they got it. It's intentional. But cloaking that, untraceable, that's quite impressive. An email, you know how easy that is? But then even the Bitcoin, the address, nothing. Who the fuck are we dealing with? Can you tell me, chat? Everyone in the chat right now, tell me who the fuck he knows his shit. I don't know who this man is, but he's correct.
Immediately say to yourself, this is the same person. And then you'd have to start to say to yourself, this is a pretty sophisticated operation. And maybe
highly sophisticated team operation for sure. I don't think one person is going to be able to do this. Think about it like this. An individual requests a demand of Bitcoin for a substantial amount, quote by Harvey himself, the TMZ. Well, if you're going to request, let's say, $200 million worth of Bitcoin, that's the difference. Damn, who all that money's going to who? You understand what I'm telling you? If one individual requests so much, you expect a big pack to come at you, right? He's not going to handle that by himself. But if a team, a sophisticated network, a team, a group who did all this, I can understand why you might request $100 million or $200 million worth of Bitcoin, because it needs to be divided enough to be, how do I say this? To be satisfied with your cut. Yes? This right here is team. This is not done by one person. I doubt that. I will bet the deletion of my whole YouTube channel for that. For sure. Cartel could be possibly on the table. Absolutely. I'm not gonna take that on my no. Of course. Ronan with the 10 super chat. Sorry, I missed it. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Whoever beneath the perish, but I say everlasting life. 3:16. That's kind of spooky to me, Ronan. That's thank you for that, Ronan. I appreciate that. How are you, by the way? It's good to see you. It's definitely personal. It's personal. I don't know about that. Just GG, but feeling a little better now. Oh, Gigi, what's up? Oh my God, where you been at? I remember you. How are you? Did they say how many Bitcoins? None figure has been released to the public, Larry. Nothing. Only the people who saw the ransom note and is working around it, knows about it. That information has not been leaked or put out. And I say that because there has been some leaks already. Harvey, I love you, man. I love you, brother. You're the fucking guy, though. All right, let's continue. Yeah, let's continue. All right.
We begin at 7 with breaking news tonight. Several new leads in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. She, of course, the mother of Savannah Guthrie from the Today Show. She disappeared 6 days ago. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Annabelle Sedano. Nancy Guthrie, as you just heard Colleen say, was last seen on Saturday. But the FBI has been investigating a few ransom notes.
Thank you, Annie.
Kovacic is in Tucson, Arizona. He's following the latest on this search. Robert.
Annabelle and Colleen, we are outside of Nancy Guthrie's home, or as close as we can right
after this. We're going to talk about the pacemaker. Everybody's want to talk about that. I'm going to explain the pacemaker right after this. If you're curious about it, you want to discuss it, we can talk about it. And I think I'm going to take, two phone calls on Discord waiting lobby. I'm going to for sure do that, but just two, unfortunately, because it's 12:33 in the morning and people got to go to bed.
Now,
the reason because I'm only doing it because I feel something for tomorrow. Just as I said today, remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is officially 3 to 2 days left. Something's coming tomorrow. We need something. Something's coming tomorrow. For sure, Ski. Some type of progress, at least. Trump responds to truth on CNN YouTube page. Yes, I did see it already. We'll talk about that. We will talk about that. I promise. Thank you for your super chat. What's your name? Dog. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat, brother. Let's get back.
Evening falls here in Catalina Foothills. That is what the suburbs are called here, just outside of Tucson. And we want to, as we take a look behind us, talk about 3 major developments that are going on right now in this investigation. Number one, the FBI and investigators are back at the home, and we can confirm they are still there. We just found out moments ago. Now, as you heard on the NBC4 News at 6 o'clock tonight, as you take a look at some of the investigation that has been unfolding over the last few days, we did tell you this evening that investigators were spotted in the backyard tonight. They were looking apparently for something. We don't know exactly what, but was it related to an email received by a local news station here in Tucson today? That would be development 2. A demand received from that station here, again, a local news station, an email sent to them. Was it from the same person or person who spent the first time writing a note that demanded a 5 p.m. deadline yesterday and then a 6 p.m. deadline Monday. Authorities stressed to NBC. And then a 6 p.m. deadline Monday. Authorities stressed to NBC. Law enforcement has not been able to determine the legitimacy of the email received today or of the first ransom note. And again, it is still not verified if that first note with a second deadline for Monday. Colleen and Annabelle, I'm going to ask you guys just to bear with us, to stay with us live here for a second. Our producers are telling us that we want to come back here live. This is another development which I'm going to talk to you about in a second. This is, I believe you're going to see live on NBC4, a flatbed truck. Now, on that flatbed truck is a car. We do not know if this is coming from the driveway of Nancy Guthrie's home. We don't know if it's coming from a neighbor's, but we have been told and asked to look out for it. I mean,
This will be Nancy.
Get out of the way. It is really important that we get a shot of this car as it comes. Ladies, follow me as we do it. Lewis, go ahead and turn.
That is coming from Nancy's garage.
And apparently it looked like a Toyota that was on that flatbed truck. There's a Pima County Sheriff following that truck. One more time, Lewis. Subaru. I beg your pardon. It was a Subaru on that truck. What is interesting, Colleen and Annabelle, is as that truck stops now and they try to make their way down this windy road, that Subaru, we were hoping to get a license plate on. The Subaru was turned around, so we could not get a license plate on it. But let's swing by here now and get you caught up. So we are talking about a car that you just saw live on our air that we believe may have come from the driveway of Nancy Guthrie just up the road. So let's just back up, if we will, and catch you caught up on the three major developments. First, investigators back at the home, and as you just saw, they may be taking evidence, that evidence being a Subaru. The second,
Ladies and gentlemen, please, that is Nancy's car, not Annie's. The whole talk of Annie's was days ago. This is today. This is new information.
is another email, a letter with demands that was sent to a local television news station. Law enforcement can't verify it. They say that they don't even know if there's any legitimacy to either of those notes, if these notes are connected. And that means this note received today connected to a first note received on Monday that said that there was a deadline at 5 p.m. yesterday and another deadline for Bitcoin money at 6 p.m. on coming this Monday.
Whoa. Did not know that. 6 p.m. Monday? I did not know that information. Let me put that on my notes. No specific time was given. I only heard Monday. Now that's new intel for me. What? Monday is... Little by little, they give little leaks to this ransom note. It's leaks, by the way. It is. Because they said that they're not going to disclose any information. But they slowly started to. See, they can't keep a secret, which is, well, fine, it is in their case. But not by investigators. They said, no, keep it on a hush-hush. But then the own FBI gave out intel. Most Harvey did. Reporters, co-hosts from KOLD did. Not KGUN, but even this guy said 6 p.m., second deadline. All right. Didn't get that in my notes. Added that in my notes.
The third development. Let's show you that video if we can. This is video shot by NBC4 upon our arrival. This is the Circle K. Circle K relevant because apparently there was a tip that came in to law enforcement that a car or cars, vehicle or vehicles, if you will, possibly involved in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie made its way at some point to Circle K. This is about 6-minute drive exactly, ladies, from where I'm standing to that Circle K. And NBC News has learned from Circle K, giving NBC News a statement that law enforcement went there, they cooperated, and they were willing to give law enforcement their surveillance video. If anything came of that, we don't know. So as you come back here, if anything comes of any of the developments I'm telling you right now, we just don't know. All we can tell you is that there are investigators up at Nancy Guthrie's house, according to NBC News and our team here on the ground. And we see right now that a Subaru vehicle, we may know more in the next couple of hours, should know more when we see you on the NBC4 4 News at 11 if that Subaru is connected to this investigation. I'll leave you with this. Just minutes ago, President Trump on Air Force One says that he is fairly certain that there will be some type of developments being announced in the coming hours because he says things are happening on the ground here in Tucson. Is he referring to what's going on here now? We just don't know. But for now, we're live here in Tucson. I'm Robert Kovacic. I hope that all made sense to you. If it doesn't, here to help connect the dots.
No, we got it, Robert. 3 new developments today. One, the Subaru that went by. The other, the car that may have been seen at the Circle K. And, of course, that other note that was sent or emailed to a television station in Tucson. Very quickly, before you go, has another press conference or news conference been scheduled here? The last time we heard from the sheriff and the FBI was on Thursday.
This is an excellent point you made, Colleen, because this really is the first day that investigators have gone silent. This is not to say that they're not present. We saw sheriff's deputies out canvassing this neighborhood again today, asking for surveillance video. But from what our people are telling us, that they are really now working on these developments and trying to piece this all together so hopefully they can find Nancy Guthrie and bring her back safely. But as far as any type of news conference or press conference, we wait to see if that will happen. Probably not tonight.
Of course it's not going to be tonight, and let me tell you why. Because it has been rapid developments. You see, even towards the early afternoon, when Brian Enton and all those other field reporters were on the scene, they told everyone to clear out immediately so they can conduct themselves with further investigation. I mean, look at the camera, the solar-powered camera. I mean, come on. A little disappointing that they didn't get that, but they got it now. So I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think the Subaru was going to tell much. The ransom note and the Circle K vehicle that was spotted. That is the best hope we have to this. I'm so serious. And the camera, this camera that they took from the backyard. Now, what I am going to say, by the way, thank you so much, Nana, for the super chat. I really appreciate the support. Guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Let's talk about the pacemaker. Ladies and gentlemen, okay. The pacemaker is disconnected from the devices, but it's going to keep going for Nancy. It's a battery that lasts a long time. Now, when the investigator, Chief Chris Nano, said, we believe she's alive. Remember the presser, the recent one? We strongly believe she's alive. He said that with confidence. With confidence. And I'm like, but why other times he stumbles? Oh, well, He started with that. He started that whole entire presser with that. So it got me thinking. This pacemaker sends signals, not every time, periodically, to let doctors know the rhythm is consistent and electrical pulses. I believe mostly at night. Don't quote me on that. Disconnected from devices. Not saying that it is off. Now, I never heard them say the pacemaker is off. I didn't hear that. Hear me out. If you have any article or video that I missed that said that pacemaker is off, that's a problem. That's a problem because she's without her medication and the pacemaker's off, which I don't think because it's sending those pulses. Here's what I'm going to say. It doesn't rapidly send out these signals. That's not how it works. It sends it periodically. I believe it's with the transmitter. I saw this somewhere. Now, but here's the thing though. Modern pacemakers can be monitored, but it all depends. It's monitored remotely. Do you understand that, right? You're thinking from the phone, and no. It can be monitored, not from her cell phone, by her doctor. I had somewhere in my notes. Oh, where did I had it? Where was it? I forgot what it was. Anyway, so her doctor could be receiving data remotely. It sends that information. So that's a possibility. This is why I have hope that she is still alive. I don't think these people are going to rip that. They're not going to rip it out of her. No, I don't think so. I don't hope so. I hope not. That's fucking terrible. We want her to live. We want her to be alive. That's what we want. I mean, they do need the money, right? Yeah. It's fishy as hell. This case is weird. It is, because you're used to seeing this type of shit on TV. Respectfully, but yeah. Chat is always full of pacemaker experts. I'm not an expert. I only know so much. I am very honest. I'm going to tell you, I don't know shit. I only know what through experience, and all I do, literally, is study. Study, study. You want to be educated, you want to be a smart person, all you have to do is study, study, study. Let's talk about the ransom note. Now, we're done with the pacemaker. If you want to continue, I am going to take a couple of phone calls through the Discord. Nobody's in the Discord. I do have, I don't know, Gucci. No one joined the Discord for the phone call? I'm surprised. Okay, let's talk about something. You know, I know that we still haven't verified the ransom note, but you need to understand it not being verified doesn't make it not real. That's a double negative, isn't it? You have to understand that it can still be authentic. They didn't deny it, ladies and gentlemen. They did not deny it. You see, I'm going to show you something. Let's have fun. Let's be a kid for just 2 minutes. Can I grab your attention? Because I'm going to show you something real quick. I suggest you don't leave. If I can maybe straighten this brushes here, maybe I could possibly. There we go. All right. Let me show you something. Oh, before I show you what I'm about to show you, please do me a favor. Please, 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 if you can, everyone, lend me your ears. Oh, wait, let's get rid of this real quick because it's no longer 3 days. It's 2 days. For real. Please hit the like button. It's free. We got 2,000 people here. I promise you, I'm well informed and I'm going to share it with you. I have studied this case in and out. If I make small errors, forgive me and correct me. All right? So please, I promise you, I will give you accurate, up-to-date information as best as I can. Cool? Awesome sauce. Also, if you are brand new, you enjoy true crime, trending topics, or breaking live coverage, I cover that here on Novesity every single day until the day I fucking die. So you're going to be seeing this ugly face probably when I'm like 99. Who knows, right? So you're going to be rocking with me. And I have a beautiful community who are experts at pacemakers. So please join us. Funny crowd, beautiful community. That I'm serious about. I have wonderful people. Everybody here is. Even the trolls. We welcome them. All right? So please hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. All right. So, and then we got ransom note number 1, right? Remember, medium-sized paragraph. Medium-sized paragraph. Not a full page left. No. And then we're going to label this as ew, that's ugly, but you get it. No, could this be a Luigi Tyler type of person? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so, no, but sure, if you think so. My opinion, I'm going to give my real opinion. This case has shifted so far with a double curveball that I truly don't know. These criminals, this sophisticated group seems to know the true definition of being a criminal, a sophisticated criminal. You know, I don't mean to scare you guys, but we could be dealing with people that we may never catch, but they will receive that money. That is probably what should be scary to you. This will inspire future criminals. I hope you do understand that. You've been warned. Okay. So this is the ransom note, number 1, right? And we're going to add a plus. I'm not going to waste your time. Let me just do it quick because we got to get to the video. Actually, they just dropped the video. Shit, let me make this quick. Okay, this is ransom note number 2. Now, the reason why I put a plus because they have a lot of things in common. Number 1. Now, if you don't, even the different IP address, that still makes them have something in common. It does, because that's a known technique to not figure out the first device. Now, if that first device was active and the same IP address, well, that'll be a problem for the criminals because you're inherently using the same exact device, whether computer, laptop, phone. That is the address of said device. They're not going to do that. That is actually what's in common in being those criminals, because that's what a criminal would do. You understand what I'm saying? They would do that. So let's go to number 2. Oh no, that's ugly. I'm sorry. That's cute. We can name him Roger. Okay. So this was received on the what? On the 2nd. And now this was received on the 6th. Right? We're locking in, right, chat? Lock in, right? They both, at the same time, different IP address. The IP is what's in common. It's not the same, but it's what criminals will do, right? They used a cloaking. So, oh my God, guys, I swear to God, my handwriting is not like this. I promise you. Let's put UN, you could probably see this. Okay. Untraceable. It is untraceable. They just can't. Now, similar, we just got to use max 3. Similar text. That's what they have in common. This is what they have in common. And this was received after the video Savannah and them did in between. Those 2 videos was in between. And then they decided. So looking at this, hold on real quick. It looks like to me, right, that these criminals in the first ransom note, they sent it. On the 2nd, and you see those 3 dots? That's the 2 videos posted by the family, and then they responded after they saw that. It's kind of like this is all, Jesus Christ, do I have a ghost in this house? It's this, you read this. You can read this as if it was language. It's like the first ransom note and the 2nd. It's like they're listening. The 2nd and then the 6th. It was a response, but they didn't want to show nobody alive. I mean, that was in the note, right? There was no proof of life, but the IP address, untraceable. It was all in the same thing. Can we not talk about Derek, please? That was a moron. He's a barnacle head. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I think I do have a ghost in this house. Jesus Christ. Creepy one. Okay. That's what we have available. But just to know the fact that during the 6th, technically today in Arizona, still the 6th, that this is what's all in common. This is all in, that's so sudden. It makes sense. It makes sense. It does. And I have to end it with this. If it is legit. Because I like to confirm the facts on this podcast. I like to definitely tell you the truth if it's legit. High probability though. They all, you know what's happening, right? All this is response to the first and the second one. You do know that, right? Authorities is actually working all towards this. Literally, they are. It's all that they have. Because if I take this, right? And you say, no, I don't believe that ransom note is not real. And then you just do this. How are they going to? Then what is left then? Someone kidnapped an 84-year-old woman at night with great sophistication, right? Undetectable. All of the guys, not a peep. No one noticed, no one saw until someone said, oh, she didn't show up for church. Hello? So that's it. If this is not legit, then what is it? Like, what is it? Someone took her, gone. Feds can't even find them. But not finding them for 6 days as if they want to be, they're not traceable. That sounds familiar, right? Untraceable. This is untraceable. That's where it sounds like they share common value. If legit. Let's get back to this video. We do have a massive update. No more. Playtime's over. Enough with the drawing, all right? Let's get to this new video. I really want to get to this. Here it is. This video just dropped. Lock in, lock in, lock in. All right. All right. All right. I would have freaked out if my TV done that. I got a ghost in here. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what this little girl. I don't know what ghost is in there, but whatever. It's fine. She better pay rent. All right, everybody. If you are brand new, like I said, please hit the like, hit subscribe. Again, we cover true crime, trending topics. We focus on detail, information, facts. You know what? We get it here on this channel. Let's get to this new video.
Analysis is Nancy Grace is back with us.
By the way, guys, I do got the updates on my right side of my screen, so don't worry, I'm locked in. So even if there was updates, even just 1 minute, I'm gonna have it already.
All right, Nancy, there's a lot again to unpack that's new tonight. A new message. Now they're back at the home. Investigators are back at the home. A new investigation. Now the media has been pushed out. Again, no proof of life, and the deadline is getting near. And there's no path to communication with this individual. You covered crime your entire adult life. What do you make of all this?
A lot. From the get-go, I have believed that the author of these ransom notes is local. It's a he, statistically. He has an attachment to KOLD.
She's right statistically, but that's not confirmed at all. We don't know. Nancy Grace, I don't mean to do it to you, but I have to. Statistically, yes, but probability is still a factor. It's low for a woman, but we don't know if the sophisticated group, what it consists of. Trust me, come to New York City, there's females criminals here, they don't play. Somebody check me on that. I'm just letting you guys know. She did say statistically, but still, it's not a fact. We don't know these people. Remember, they're untraceable.
Did he grow up there? When I was writing my first fiction book, I had to refer to a radio station, a TV station. I went to the one of my childhood, WMAZ. A sentimental attachment. Did he grow up there? Does he watch it? I guarantee you he's watching right now. Now, while there was no proof of life in this next missive, we are told that there was sensitive information. What does that mean? That could mean anything. That could mean her favorite color is purple. She likes oatmeal in the morning. Her first pet as a little girl was cinnamon cat. I mean, it could mean anything. It could be
what the fuck did she say?
There that only
Come out. Who? Nancy? Did she say cold? Who? Wait, what did she say?
Have this.
A lot. From the get-go, I have believed that the author of these ransom notes is local. It's a he, statistically. He has an attachment to KOLD. Did he grow up there?
What?
He has an attachment to KOLD. Did he grow up there? I guarantee you he's watching right now. Now, while there was no proof of life in this next missive, we are told that there was sensitive information. What does that mean? That could mean anything. That could mean her favorite color is purple. She likes oatmeal in the morning. Her first pet as a little girl was cinnamon cat. I mean, it could mean anything.
Yes, I know, guys.
Be anything in there that only she would know and only the family would recognize. Now, why is he choosing to communicate with a media outlet? Probably because, you know, trying to communicate with law enforcement is like Daniel walking into the lion's den. No. He feels comfortable writing K-O-L-D.
K-O-L. That's what I was getting confused about, because she doesn't, it's K-O-L-D. That's what I was confused about at the beginning. I'm like, K-O-U-D. I'm like, oh, I was confused about, but I get what she's trying to pronounce it by letters, K-O-L-D, because it was the first station to receive the ransom of February 2nd. But it happens. Word salad, it happens.
He didn't put another deadline in. And most important, while everyone is looking at the negative aspects of this last missive, I'm looking at the positive. This guy wants to deal. He wants to talk. I'm sure there's a number of reasons he's not communicating directly with Savannah or a sibling or law enforcement. He feels at home, better with, more protected with K-O-L-D. And I guarantee you something else. There was something in that letter that just came down today that put them up on the top of that roof, and they are now scouring the foothills in the area. The homeowner association in that neighborhood has contacted everyone living there saying they're coming, they're searching, please open up your properties. Interesting that they are searching the properties of people in that very area, home to home, curtilage to curtilage, that's garage, shed, dollhouse, you name it. Why? I'm curious. That tells me something, but I'm very intrigued with them going up on the roof. What was in that note that put them up on the roof?
Okay, they went back to the house. Law enforcement has gone back. By the way, they have over 100 local people with adjoining counties participating, and the FBI. So there are a lot of resources now on the ground here. Back at the house, media removed. That's interesting to me. They don't want this guy knowing what they are up to, although you can see the shot from the roof. Now, one other piece of the puzzle. There was a Circle K that confirmed that law enforcement did go to one of their stores receiving a tip regarding a vehicle of interest, and their team provided them access to the store's surveillance video. Now, this is an issue that we discussed in detail last night, and that is, okay, there's one way in, there's one way out. At some point, there has to be some camera, someplace, picking up license plates, vehicles, type of vehicles that are in the surrounding area, were in the surrounding area at the time of this abduction.
It's very simple. From the stream to the river, from the river to the ocean, there's an outlet. Just as you're saying, there's an outlet, even though there may not be cameras that are helping us in that neighborhood, there's got to be a stop sign or a red light. And another thing about this quick trip, where they got the surveillance, same thing happened in Brian Kohberger. Same thing happened in Alex Murdaugh. You follow the road. You follow it to its natural end, its turning point, its dead end. You have to go one way or the other. And this quick trip is also telling me the direction the perp went. See what I mean? You get to the red light, that way or that way, he's going that way. Okay, what is that way? Where is that leading me? It's slim, true, but it's something. I would be on those red lights on every LPR license plate reader. Along that way, there are about 200 in the Tucson area. Knuckle down. Also, I just wanted to tell you, I spoke with one of the founding members of CAST, Cellular Analysis Survey Team, and they are all over it tonight. They have people there in D.C. working with people locally. The locals are trying to download what they can from the towers, and those elsewhere remote are analyzing it. Remember, there's only 3 really big servers, and that would be AT&T, T-Mobile, and VCW. All the other mom and pops use those lines. They are now identifying cars in that area that were there between that time, that critical time frame between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. And they're finding cars that went in and out, not like an Uber driver, but stayed for a certain period of time and left. And remember, it's 2:30 in the morning. Who's driving around at that time of the morning on an early Sunday morning? I have great faith. Now, here's the problem with that, Sean. Burner phones. Because when you prepay, you can put, hey, my name is Bugs Bunny. You don't have to put your name or your real address, your real phone number, none of that. Because if it's a burner phone turning up in that area, they then have to find out where was it purchased, try to get video, the works. Then they'll have to see who did Bugs Bunny call? Is he calling his girlfriend? Is he calling his dope dealer?
Burner phones are not the only thing that criminals use now. That's more you see in the movies. You can still use that, but you can literally, what they do is you have to see where it was purchased. They have the security cams. They'll follow you, trace you to your location. Burner phones are more of a film technique, let's just say. There are different ways. She's correct with the towers. There's more, actually. But depending on the area, Nancy was in a specific county where it hosts a couple. And I'm going to get to that after this. So far, she's actually spot on. What I want to talk to you about is the VoIPs, but professionals, sophisticated individuals would not use VoIPs. Derek, CenturyLink, Xfinity, Comcast, you name it. But we want to talk about towers. Towers, they ping. But if they are just as sophisticated as they are, which, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we would have had an IP address, let alone an address. They were using something else. We'll get to that.
It's very hard when you got a burner phone, but I know that CAST Cellular Analysis Survey Team is about 3 inches up that tailpipe tonight.
Let's go back to what Harvey just revealed to us. In the initial letter that he got at TMZ, the letter said that Nancy would be returned back to Tucson within a specific time frame. That's very telling. He actually gave us a really good perimeter, great analysis of the distance it would take to drive back to Tucson. That's part one. Number two, neighbors say a suspicious white van was spotted on their street only days before Guthrie went missing. One particular neighbor said he informed police about the unmarked van when he was questioned by authorities. Okay. This doesn't look like the type of neighborhood, Nancy, where you just happen to stop and let me sit here for a few hours and eat my lunch. And most workers are in a van that is marked with their company logo. So that seems odd to me. That seems like surveillance to me.
Yes, it does. And the fact that this was noticed by more than one person gives it the indicia of credibility. It's not just one Gladys Kravitz next door going, hey, I saw a white van. No, it's more than one person, and they seem to be credible. So that needs to be chased down. And now that they have the general description of the van and they've got a date, they're going to be able to go back to that red light I keep talking about and get a description and maybe even a license and track it down. That is big. Yes, it's a needle in a haystack, but it's something, Sean.
Time is going by, and apparently she's not in the best of health. She needs her medication, and time is really of the essence. And that second deadline warning that Harvey mentioned, that's chilling. That's why I think law enforcement is all in right now. Nancy, you've been phenomenal. We appreciate you as always. Thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity.
That actually was a very good, informative video. I concur with most of the things that were said on there, but I do want to say, I want to talk about what everyone's talking about. Satellite phones, the towers. Let's talk about VPN, right? People in the chat say, I don't know what VoIP, I already explained that. I think that as a third-party source of telecommunications, an app. That's more than amateur. That's kid shit. That's what Derek used, imposture. They found him rapid. I haven't explained that, but I want to talk about new information. You see, you don't want to use a VPN. These criminals are not using a VPN. They are not. That is amateur. You see, there were cases where companies will have to hand over their logs to authorities, FBI cybersecurity team, networks in the United States. If, of course, when they're conducting their operations within domestically. But if it's foreign, it becomes complex unless they have a no logs situation. So if these companies have no logs, which means they pump and then dump your information, like throw it away, they delete it. But there has been many cases where it has been law enforcement pressure to these companies, like telling them you must hand over your logs. So we know what this criminal was doing, his activity, what did he do? What did he write? How do you murder someone? How do you plant a bomb? How do you where do I watch grape videos from kids? Stuff like that. That's a VPN. A VPN is not going, it's just not. It's not too many cases where VPN companies had to hand over their information. They were pressured. They don't want to deal with that type of stuff. So this is why I think that we're dealing with a sophisticated team, because guys, towers, communication, even an email, the onion method, they dodged everything. Oh my gosh, guys, do you understand what I'm saying? They dodged everything. Every single thing. These criminals, they dodged every avenue. This is absolutely premeditated. This is well thought of. This is planned out. We are dealing with we're dealing with professionals. We're dealing with professionals. Okay. Oh my gosh. People are still covering these protests thing? Cool, but I would have gotten so tired of it. All right, let's get into these more updates, chat. All right, we're actually gonna watch from KGUN, one of the outlets that received the first ransom note. All right, let's watch. Again, guys, if you are brand new, please hit the like button, hit subscribe. We cover true crime, trending topics, and breaking life coverage. I'm telling you, you're gonna like this channel. We definitely cover our tracks, so to say. But we definitely focus on facts. That's what we do here. I'm trying my best to work with this case, trying to get a better understanding, and tell you what's happening now with direct updates. I have 3 websites open, giving live updates constantly on this case. So if anything breaks, even overnight, that does happen, by the way, these investigators and any agencies, they don't sleep and they work on it at 6 a.m. No, that's not how it works. Whoever's on it after their 14-hour shift, another guy comes on it and they will be on call. That's really how it works. All right.
We are now into day 6 of the search for Nancy Guthrie as authorities still search for a suspect. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Conchetta Callahan as the FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department continue the hunt for the Today Show anchor's mother. The timeline behind everything that's happened so far is becoming clearer. JJ McKinney has more.
It is now day 6 in the search for Nancy Guthrie, and authorities still do not know where she is. Now, authorities have gone back to Nancy's home today, both the Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI. What they're looking for is still unclear.
Tonight, we're learning of another possible ransom note. This after a second video put out on social media last night by the Guthrie children pleading for the safe return of their mother.
Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly, We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward.
Nancy's son, Cameron Guthrie, pleading for proof their mom is alive, also saying the family is ready to talk. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos remaining hopeful.
My team's going to find her, and she's going to be okay, and we're going to get her home.
Here's what we know so far. At around 5:32 Saturday evening, Nancy took an Uber to her family's home for dinner. Authorities have already interviewed the driver. At 9:48 in the evening, she was dropped off at home. The garage door opened. About 2 minutes later, the garage door closed. Then Sunday at 1:47 in the morning, Nancy's doorbell camera was disconnected. Authorities have still not found the footage. At about 2:12 in the morning, software detects a person on camera, but no video is available because there is not an active subscription service.
This part really gets to me, man. The subscription service, that bothers me too. Trust me, it really bothers me.
Nancy's pacemaker is then disconnected from her phone at 2:28 a.m. The Guthrie family then checks in on Nancy around noon of the next day and discovers she is missing. A 911 call is made at 12:03 p.m. and the first deputies arrive at the scene.
And also tonight, President Trump talking about the investigation, saying he's been encouraged by the updates he's receiving from agents.
We have some things I think that will maybe come out reasonably soon from DOJ or FBI or whoever that could be suspect. Yeah, could be definitive. When do you expect us to hear? A lot's taken place in the last couple of hours.
Wait, what? It could be definitive.
Hours.
I know that's a lot of things.
A lot of things have happened with regard to that horrible situation in the last couple of hours.
Tonight, this case remains a mystery. There is a $50,000 reward for any information that leads to the arrest and conviction in this case. Reporting in the studio, this is JJ McKinney, KGUN9 News.
All right, everybody, listen up very closely. Lock in. I'm going to answer this question one more time because we are guys, it's now Saturday, a very important day. Get ready for the poll. Lock in, everybody. Everyone that's watching this, even if you're watching this on your TV, you're new, you're like, who's this guy with the beard talking? Answer the poll. Do you think the ransom note now is legit? The reason why I didn't mention both is because it's just too much. Do you think the ransom note or notes, let's put that, or notes, is now legit? Yes, no. If you don't know, don't answer. You know what? Let's put an option for you. Still not sure. Everyone, please vote. Everyone, everybody. I'm not going to release the results until we hit, I would say, 1,200 this time. It's on now. Answer the poll now. It's active. Do you think the ransom notes is now legit? All right. While you guys are voting, I'm getting the updates for you live. All right. Awesome sauce. Again, hit the like, subscribe. Welcome to the Novesity for all the new people here. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch me. I know it's late in the night and you're probably like, I'm tired. Let's just watch this one more video. Well, I'm your guy. I promise you. Very informative. Not to sound cocky. I do apologize, but I am. All right. Let's see. How many votes we have? Only 400 votes. We are nowhere there, ladies and gentlemen. Nowhere there. Latest up-to-date information. The video was posted by NBC. Congratulations to all these stations. NBC, ABC, KOLD, AZ Family. Good job. Fox, CNN, all of them together doing us justice. Just want to show my gratitude. Shout out to all the people in the chat. Let's get to it. All right.
FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department say they are aware of a new message regarding Nancy Guthrie and are actively inspecting it for its authenticity. Authorities have not said what the message contains, but NBC News has reviewed a copy of what authorities describe as a possible ransom note sent to 3 news organizations earlier this week. The contents of that first letter are consistent with the descriptions provided by the FBI, including the 2 deadlines, last night at 5 and this coming Monday.
Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you.
Moments after the first deadline passed from that original ransom note, Savannah posted this video of her brother pleading for whoever may have taken their 84-year-old mother to send proof of life.
We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom.
It's unclear if the new message tonight is connected. Experts say waiting is now all the family can do.
Captors are the ones in control right now. They are controlling everything from information to the health and well-being of Savannah's mother. And they're also gating the ability to be in contact with them or not.
This as investigators on the ground continue their search. The sheriff tells us they've now spoken to everyone who regularly worked at Nancy's home.
I think there was a landscape crew, a pool maintenance crew, maybe a housekeeper. They've all been very cooperative. They provided certain information that was helpful to us.
Detectives are also still searching the neighborhoods for any video evidence.
We also go outside to our businesses and say, could you do us a favor? And every camera you have facing out to the roadways, get us that. And we've gotten some great response from different large businesses.
This is one of the biggest intersections close to Nancy Guthrie's home. Beyond just the businesses, they're also looking at the cameras on these street lights. In fact, the sheriff tells us they have the footage from here, along with every intersection with cameras across the city. Part of the challenge finding footage from those overnight hours is that the residential area is also extremely dark with few street lights. This is what it looks like driving at night. The disappearance of Savannah's mom igniting an outpouring of love from her fans to her dearest friends. Today, Hoda joining the Today Show.
I think there's like this helpless feeling. I mean, we're all so close with her and we all want to help her. And like, I'm looking at us and I was thinking like, who was first in the hospital room when Hope was sick? Savannah.
Right.
Who hopped on a plane when your parents?
Oh my gosh.
Savannah.
First person.
Who was sitting by Uche? How about when your brother passed? Savannah. I mean, she was there, and I was thinking this morning. I was like, what? You know, they say like love is patient, like love is kind, like we'll be patient, and put prayers up, and
that's all we can,
you know.
It's
that's
just
all we can do.
Feeling of helplessness.
Yeah.
And we're not helpless because it's prayer.
Yeah.
It's hope.
We got that.
Prayer and hope.
This is her coworkers, and they're crying. We never once spoke about them. They spend time. They're good friends. They all help each other. All these beautiful people you see here. Now, I know some of you guys are in the chats. You're about politics, religion, and all this stuff. Put that to the side. We're talking about human beings. Savannah had to leave this to go to her mom. Think about that. Because she's cooperating with investigations. With this whole investigation. Senate, thank you so much, Senate. I'm so serious. I really appreciate you. And bless you too. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, guys, remember, I'm taking just a couple phone calls in the waiting lobby. Join the Discord. Go to the waiting lobby. Stay in there. I'm taking a couple phone calls, 2 to 3. So make sure you're there. I just checked. I got Gucci in there. So I got you, Gucci. Whoever else want to join, this is the perfect time to do that. I'm only taking a couple calls.
Prayer and hope.
Prayers and hope. Exactly what the family is asking for.
And Liz joins us now live. Liz, we are learning about a possible vehicle of interest in this case.
Yeah, Tom, that's right. We should stress that we do not know if ultimately this is going to be connected to Nancy Guthrie, but NBC News has learned that law enforcement received a tip about a possible vehicle or vehicles of interest at a local Circle K gas station. A spokesperson for Circle K says that officials did show up at their store and reviewed their surveillance footage, and they are now cooperating with the investigation. Tom?
We hope and pray that's a potential lead there. All right, Liz, we thank you for that. I want to bring in Tom Winter. And Tom, you've been talking to law enforcement sources all day. What can you tell us about this new message we know about?
Sure, Tom. So 3 officials briefed on this letter tell NBC News that it came into a local station, KOLD-TV, earlier today, and they notified law enforcement immediately. Officials say confirming the authenticity and origin of the email will take some time, though. That's because this email and the one sent earlier this week were both sent in ways that make them very difficult to trace. So not only are investigators trying to confirm if they are both authentic, but they're working to determine if they were sent from the same account, as well as if they actually came from whoever took Nancy Guthrie over 6 days ago. All of this takes time, and it's already been an incredibly agonizing wait for the Guthrie family.
At 4 in the morning
tonight. It has been. It definitely has been. All right, let's get into the Fox and TMZ report. When I hear it, I gotta hear it, chat. I have to. Can I give a big shout out to Sandy? Sandy in the comments sent a direct donor to Venmo, and I appreciate that so much, Sandy. I really, really do. Thank you so much. Says, thanks for giving an old hippie lady the best place to find the no-nonsense facts. The sharpest thinkers hang out there. You heard that, chat? Can we do a hashtag Sandy in the comments? I love personal messages you guys send to me in Venmo and Cashapp. That means a lot to me. Thank you for that message. For real. I'm nothing without my audience, so I can't take the credit. You guys are my family. You believe me now, right? With the 10-hour streams every day? Let's get back.
Is on the ground in Tucson. And Jonathan, if you can, I probably can't see our screen, but you're seeing aerial shots, what looks like investigators combing through the perimeter of Nancy Guthrie's house.
Yeah, Jesse, they have been there now for several hours. And I think picking up on one of the points you made, Jesse, what we have seen is very much this is an FBI operation at the house right now. I believe sheriff's deputies are on scene, but they appear to be there more to establish a perimeter, to keep the media back, to keep any looky-loos back. It is FBI agents who are on the ground that we have seen going through that property meticulously for several hours now. And also interesting that they arrived there just hours after that new message, apparently regarding Nancy Guthrie, came through. The Pima County Sheriff's Office announced that they were, quote, aware of that message in a post they put out on X, and said they were studying it for its authenticity. Then, now, shortly after they posted that message is when we saw those federal agents first show up at Nancy Guthrie's house.
Now, that ransom note, this new message, let's just call it that, because they didn't say another ransom note. They did not say that. You see, when they got that message, KOLD, one of the hosts talking said there was some similarities. You guys remember that? If you want me to pull up that video, she even made I don't want to say a mistake, but was she supposed to say that? I don't think so. But there was some similarities to the second note, to the first. That's why I did my little diagram with the paint. So let me know if you guys want. Actually, I think we need to watch that video again. I do, because she really I don't want to recycle same information. That's why I watch all these different programs, because they all have, you know. It was Mary Coleman. It was the same lady who got the first one. Mary Coleman? But I thought it was no, I didn't. I thought it was another reporter.
Reading and write.
Mary Coleman. No, that wasn't Mary Coleman in the car. No, wait a minute, chat. That wasn't. It wasn't. That wasn't Mary Coleman in a car. Ooh, somebody's going to get sued. Somebody's going to get sued. Yes, here it is. All right.
Mary, we've talked
one of the videos
the week as you have broken so much news on this. What can you tell us now? When did this message come through, and what can you share?
Sure, yeah, Aaron, we got this at about 11:45, and we'd been refreshing our email because that 5 o'clock deadline was yesterday, so we were thinking, hey, maybe we would get something immediate. We didn't have anything, but this morning around 11:45, that message came into the same tip line that original message came into, and we were, needless to say, pretty alarmed by seeing this. What I can tell you is we did send this over once again to Pima County Sheriff's Department immediately, and we did get some information from them. I'm going to read some of my notes here so I don't speak incorrectly, but they say that this is not the same IP address, but it appears the sender used the same type of secure server to hide their IP address. So that's all that we know about the sender at this point, which unfortunately really isn't much. And this new note does contain something that the senders seem to think will prove to investigators that they're the same people or person who sent the first note.
And I know, depending what you can share here, but obviously you've now seen both of them, Mary, because you received both of them. So is it clear to you, looking at the first communication and now looking at this one, which is trying to show that it's from the same sender, what that information is that individual or those people think will connect them to the original ransom letter?
Yeah, I would say so. I'd say they're, making an effort to, again, like you said, prove that they are the same persons or people, people or person involved with these same two notes that we've received.
Will connect them to the original ransom letter?
Yeah, I would say so. I'd say they're, making an effort to, again, like you said, prove that they are the same persons or people, people or person.
Guys, Harvey just put out a video. He just put out a video.
Involved with these same two notes that we.
Basically, what she just said was that they believe it's the same individuals with two notes. That's what I was trying to tell you with the diagram that I painted for you. Quiet Storm, you are hilarious. Thank you for that. And please don't mention the ghost because I ain't trying to sleep with that tonight. Please. Please, no, Quiet Storm. We did talk about the Amazon package already a couple days ago. I think days ago, we did already, and there was nothing found, like nothing at all. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much, Natalie. I appreciate that. Shannon with the 10 Venmo says, I appreciate all your hard work. I have been watching you for years, and I actually think I know your name, and I think you have. Shannon Fletcher. Was it on Facebook? I think it was on Facebook. Yes, I think it was on Facebook.
Harvey Levin is back with
All right, we got a new video. Finally, I wanted to hear from Harvey. We got it. This man leaks everything. Everybody lock in. Lock in. Let's listen. Harvey, just say something. You look like a sad puppy, my brother. But don't worry about it. We're going to put that frown upside down. Come on. Give us something, my brother. Let's go. Everyone, please lock in. Share this, like this if you're new. Like. Let's get this to 2K because we are okay. We're almost there. We are almost there. We are almost there. We are almost there. Oh, we are almost there. All right. Let's listen in, everybody. Again, please hit the like button, hit subscribe if you are brand new. Just double check, make sure. Welcome all new, everyone. Let's lock in and let's see what. Come on, Harvey. Come on, yo, come on. Let's see what you got. 7 minutes. This is good.
Back with us, Harvey. By the way, your coverage has been phenomenal. These are new details for a lot of people in the letter that they would bring Nancy back to Tucson. They gave a time frame. You were able to map out that circle. And this is what you meant last night. You were a little more cryptic, that you believed it was in the local area. You felt more at liberty today to go into more detail. Tell us why you were able to.
Well, I read that letter 20 times last night, and when I started connecting the time frame that they gave in terms of how long it would take to return her to Tucson, it just became obvious to me that that would be the circle where authorities would focus. But based on everything that's happening, I am increasingly believing that, if this letter is legit, Nancy is not that far away from Tucson. The way it's written, it says bring her back to Tucson. So it doesn't sound like she's in Tucson proper, but there is some connection this person has with the Tucson community. And KOLD, the outlet that got the second letter today, they are a local station. They've been covering this a lot. And what I'm wondering is, they're sending it to a local station that is really involved in this. Is it somebody who's watching that local station? And if they're watching the local station, they're probably in some radius where that station broadcasts. So that red line that I drew on our board this morning, my guess is that circle's a lot smaller.
I'm going to have to disagree with Harvey tremendously here. You do not have to be around the area. They could be watching that station, but you can literally watch news from all around the world. You don't have to be in that area. That's not true. You can literally have it's called a time machine, but you can literally have futures where you can go through certain channels to watch literally a local area in Russia. That's not true. That is not true. That is not true. Remember, we're dealing with sophisticated people. These people are far ahead and they don't want to be found. I'm not saying that they're not in Tucson. That's not what I'm saying. But that doesn't mean they are in Tucson. No, that doesn't mean that. You could watch anything from anything, even on YouTube. You don't have to do that.
I think your instincts are probably right as usual. So we have a new message. We have investigators back at the house. We have no proof of life in the second message and no path to any ongoing communications for Savannah and her family with the people that likely have her mother. So it makes it that much tougher.
Yeah, it does make it tougher. But one of the reporters at KOLD, in describing the letter and describing it very cryptically, made it sound like there's something alarming in there. There was no ransom demand or anything like that, but there was something in there that was somewhat alarming. And I have no idea. It could have to do with Nancy's health. I don't know. But when we got our first letter, the first thing out of the box was she's okay but scared. So that was, days ago. So we don't know how she is now. Remember, she didn't have her medication when she was abducted nearly going on a week ago. So we don't know if the reference was to that. I will say, Sean, we got our letter, which is the same letter that KOLD has, the first one. We got it 12 hours after KOLD got its. So I don't know if we are going to end up getting this, but what I'm going to be looking for is if they are describing in any way the condition of Nancy Guthrie. Because if they're not making an additional ransom demand, other than the fact that the reporter said they are trying to prove they are the real deal, and it seems like these two letters are written by the same person, you would think they would have some reference in there to how Nancy is doing.
Well, let's go back to the original letter, Harvey, that you received, and the fact that it mentioned not just the one deadline of yesterday, but the second deadline that is Monday, I would assume 5 p.m. Tucson time, and that would be Monday. And with that you said it would be far more consequential, meaning it sounded somewhat dire, more threatening for her and her safety and her life. That has not changed from all we know about this new letter that came in today.
I can't tell you that. What the reporter said was the deadlines haven't changed. So this sounds more like, again, I don't know because I have not seen this second letter. But I think one of the things everybody is thinking about right now is how is Nancy doing? Assuming she's unharmed, how is she doing? She doesn't.
I'm going to put up a photo of Nancy. I'm going to put up a photo of Nancy right next to this interview. And then we're going to talk about this photo also. But I want us to always remember her face, this lady. And there's a reason why I'm putting up the photo. Oh, there's a reason why. She's so pretty. Reminds me of my mother so much. So much. Let's get back to the interview. Harvey, come on, tell us something, brother. Come on, please.
Have her medication. There are definitely health issues, so I don't know if they have referenced that. But it seems to me that if they are trying to squeeze the family to hit the button on that Bitcoin link, that's one of the things that they would do. That would be a pressure point. Again, I don't know what it says, but
what?
That if they are trying to squeeze the family to hit the button on that Bitcoin link, that's one of the things that they would do. That would be a pressure point. Again, I don't know what it says, but from the way the reporter described it, it sounded like there was something somewhat alarming in it.
You know, I can certainly understand there's been now 2 pleas from the family, one from Savannah directly, one from her brother, for proof of life that you are who you say you are. And it seems consistent, this letter, if it's real, again, if all the letters are real, that it would be coming from the same person, although a different IP address. In this particular case, one has to imagine as we get closer to Monday at 5 p.m. Tucson time, you know, whether or not they just hit send on that Bitcoin letter. And I would not blame them, whatever decision they made. I'm sure they're in total agony over it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. It is a really tough decision. They have not sent proof of life so far. You know, one of the things I want to see, the KOLD, when you send a letter to their tip line, it does not allow for an attachment. I believe that our tip line does. So I don't know if we end up getting that letter, whether there's going to be an attachment. I have no idea. But the family has been asking for proof of life. I don't know, again, what is in that letter. But based on what the reporter said, it is constructed in a very similar way to the way the first letter was. And I can tell you that first letter is written by someone who is articulate, who knows grammar, who knows structure. And it sounds like the two were written by the same person based on the way the reporter at KOLD described that second letter.
He's talking about...
You know, you can tell in your coverage how much you care. Your coverage has been phenomenal. We appreciate you spending time with us tonight. We thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey,
that was informative. I think this, he didn't say anything else, but all he did say was, this appears to be even more serious. I think that he's saying that I think his opinion is legit. I don't trust Harvey. I mean, you don't have to trust him, but he definitely didn't lie. Okay. I know you guys want to see the results of the poll, but we need 200 more votes. Vote the poll, everyone. Vote the poll. Do you think the ransom notes is now legit after all that was now said? After all that was now said, after the release of this second note, showing similarities to the first, after what prompted law enforcement and FBI to go right back to the original scene. And man, they swept that whole entire place literally down and up, on top of the roof, in the skies, infrared. They were, yeah. Vote the poll. Also, if you are new, like I said before, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you're just tuning in. You don't want to miss out. We cover true crime, breaking live coverage, and trending topics. Welcome, and thank you all who just hit the subscribe button. Alyssa, welcome. Welcome to the family. How are you? Cat Girl, welcome to the family. Ventures, welcome to the family. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button. It just means follow. Rachel, welcome to the family. Melissa and Tafik, both of you, welcome to the family. Everyone, a lot of people subscribing. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was expecting Harvey to say just a little more, but I think that he had that tone, nuance, but he was like, it sounds similar to the note that I got. They were very intelligent and sophisticated. They sounded serious. That type of note, typically, I mean, if the person is smart, but it sounded like it was constructed by a group of people. To me, it does. The more brains you have on an idea, task, project, it comes out better, right? It definitely does. It definitely does. The next poll after this is I'm going to ask you guys a different question. Do you think this was done by one person or a group of people? We're going to ask that next after this poll. We just need now 120 more votes, then we will be concluded. All right, let's get on to these new videos, this new information. I am trying my best to give you rapid updates. Many people speculate that something's going to happen overnight. An arrest might happen. What do you guys think? Either an arrest, some breaking new developments. Yeah. Let's see here. NBC put out updates, and the recent update was Associated Press. Oh, so it turns out the whole community was not expecting the FBI to come knocking on their door. They were a little surprised, which is understandable. But what do you think? Were they late? Emily, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that.
Search for Nancy Guthrie.
I will be taking calls right after this on Discord. So please wait in the waiting lobby. Right after this video, we're taking calls.
Guthrie, now in
Make sure you join the Discord, ladies and gentlemen. Join the Discord. Make sure you have the app downloaded. If you don't want to download the app, if you have a computer, you can do that as well. I do not recommend using your phone, Safari, or browser. No, download the app, log in, create an account. I'm dead serious. Discord is amazing. And I saw all you guys chatting right before I started the podcast. You guys were amazing. Constructive ideas, coming up with plans. Yeah, it was good stuff. It was good stuff. That's the Discord. Please download the app. I think people in the chat can vouch for me to say Discord is a fantastic app. Don't ever mute your notifications.
Sixth day and still no suspects, no leads, and no contact with the missing mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie.
Investigators did reveal today they have received a new message today about her, but they would not say any more about it. Also today, a local man was in federal court facing charges he claimed to be the kidnapper and wanted the family to pay him off. Our Hunter Sowers is tracking the latest for us tonight. Hunter.
And yeah, guys, there has been a lot of developments, especially later here in the evening. Investigators revealing they did get that new message related to Nancy's disappearance. And the president even saying from Air Force One, big updates are coming soon. Law enforcement returned there to Nancy Guthrie's home soon after they got that latest message. Investigators back out at the property of Nancy Guthrie, and late tonight, video shows Nancy's car being towed from the garage just hours after another message is sent to local television station KOL.
Everyone, according to Rosen, we may have a potential car chase, a live car pursuit. Y'all better lock in. Lock in. Are you locked in? Are you ready? Hopefully this is not please. Hopefully this is legit, but we might have a live car chase, police pursuit. That's what we cover also on Novesity. A lot of stuff we do. Lock in, stay here, stay active, stay in the comments, stay in the chat, get involved. If you want to chat, like, interactive, comment, you have to become a subscriber. That just means click the subscribe button. It's just follow. All right, let's get into it.
The FBI and PCSD were classifying the first as a ransom note, and I will say that I don't think that they will classify this second one as a ransom note.
The Pima County Sheriff's Department.
Wait, what?
PCSD were classifying the first as a ransom note, and I will say that I don't think that they will classify this second one as a ransom note.
Wait a minute. 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 Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The second one wasn't these kidnappers and extortionists. The second one wasn't about ransom. It wasn't. They used the same exact methods, proved that this could be the same individuals, but it wasn't talking about ransom.
The FBI and PCSD were classifying the first as a ransom note, and I will say that I don't think that they will classify this second one as a ransom note.
The Pima County Sheriff's Department says they are active.
That's proven even more why they were on the property. You see, you would think that this ransom note is selling, send the Bitcoin, send it. No. These are extortionists classified by the first ransom note. But the second one wouldn't be classified as as a second one? So what the fuck is in this second ransom note? What? This is old. We all know this. Sunday, have a good day. Thank you for coming on the stream. What are you, an investigator? No. This video just dropped. That's brand. That's what I do on this channel, is to get little information like this. The information just came out just 20 minutes ago. It ain't old. You're old. All right. Love you too. I love you too, Aileen. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. All right. We got a card chase, chat. We got a card chase. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I got to keep my eye on this just in case if this card chase is going to happen. I want to get back to this video. I want to listen to this carefully, but we might have a potential card chase. Everyone, lock in.
Actively inspecting the information provided in the message for its authenticity. Authorities were seen surveying the property, putting out new evidence markers, and even going door to door to talk to neighbors.
Investigators are going out to the house to verify what is in that letter. I mean, I think that seems kind of clear. It would be very coincidental.
Harvey Levin with TMZ got the first ransom letter 12 hours after the local TV station. He has yet to receive the second round of communication.
I don't know if we're going to get another letter. I think we have the ability to get attachments on our tip line.
The local station receiving messages said there was not a way for someone to attach photos or video to their tip line, but revealed there is sensitive information in the latest letter, including details indicating the sender is trying to prove they are the same as those who made the original ransom demand.
We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward.
While the family pleads for communication, the Southern California man accused in a ransom hoax faced a judge inside a Santa Ana federal courtroom today. Derek Colella is accused of sending false demands for millions in Bitcoin to the Guthrie family and reportedly admitted to the crime. So back to the latest communication that was sent later today. Law enforcement revealing they tried tracing that message, of course. It is not the same IP address as the original, but it does appear that the sender used the exact same type of secure server to hide their IP address. So it certainly shows the similarities there.
And Hunter, we know the FBI is expanding their search for Nancy. They've put up billboards in Arizona, California, and Texas.
Are there any in California?
So that was the big question. We did reach out to the LA office of the FBI. This is the billboards that you're seeing there on your screen. They told us they're not going to be involved in this, so they don't know exactly where they are going to be put up. It's all being handled out of Arizona, but it just shows how serious they are. They want to reach as many people as possible to get as many tips as they can to find her.
Turn over every stone
Exactly.
and follow every lead.
Yeah.
Okay, Hunter, thank you very much.
Okay, we're switching this. We are officially switching this. We might come back because I got to take people who want to take these calls. Nita and Gucci, I'm so sorry. Please be, you know what? Let me go in and apologize. Let me go in. Nita, Gucci, can you please unmute your mic? Hey guys, can you unmute your mic? Gucci, Nita, I want to offer my apologies. Gucci, Nita.
I'm here.
Hey, I'm so sorry. I'm coming.
I'm here as well.
Awesome. I'm coming to you guys just to apologize. We do have breaking news. It is a motorcycle chase in California right now. We're live. So I know you're being so patient, especially you, Gucci, because your name was different. But when I put the clues together, you know, I was like, okay, you changed your name. You're the same individual that was waiting patiently yesterday. So I'm just being a kind gentleman and apologizing. Okay?
You're good. Thank you so much,
No, thank you. So be patient with me. Let me get on with this car chase, and I'll be glad to take you, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Awesome sauce.
Okay.
Lock in.
We should be good. I think it's just a camera ball in the shot right now.
Okay, credit goes to Wilson in the chat.
He's on it.
Credit goes to Wilson in the chat. We got a live car chase. Everyone. Los Angeles, California. I mean, this guy is heading 405 North, Carpool Lane. Everyone lock in. Viewer discretion is advised. You never know what happens. It can get kind of crazy. Okay, I got to change everything in this podcast. So let's see here. Yes, lock in. Let's go. Let's see what's going to happen. Momentum. Oh, he's going fast. Dude.
The perimeter is secured.
Fast.
Looks like 101. I think he's going to do the 101 west here. Let's see. There's the south. He took the south, Rick. The news center, Skycam, how are we looking into Oda? Are we okay? Okay, copy that. We're eastbound on the 101 here, so camera ball won't be an issue anymore. Ready to go. Yes, sir. All tangled up in my scanner here. Shoot. Dang it. Anybody else with us? Anybody else with us? Okay. Oh, okay.
It's Donald Trump's motorcycle police pursuit. Right here, you see an idiot going 100 miles. Oh my
God! Hold on! Whoa! Whoa! Hold on! Whoa! Whoa! This guy is dangerous. Hold on. Yo, did y'all see that? Yo. Nah. Yeah, he's dangerous. This is not good, chat. Not good. Hold on real quick. I got to get another feed going on here.
That's right, Sharon. Mike, we were having trouble with in the helicopter keeping up with it at times. 130 miles an hour. At one point, it was at the around the 7:10:91 when we first learned of this pursuit. CHP got behind it, tried to pull it over, was with it for quite a while. It went all the way to the 405 northbound and went through the Sepulveda Pass where all that construction work is going on right now. The rider here on this motorcycle actually took the cone zone area where all that construction was underway to get away from the CHP units that were on the ground. So he was able to evade that way. But now he's made his way here on the southbound or eastbound 101 freeway, and we are coming into, well, it looks like he's past the
dude, 140 miles per hour?
Now committed to the 134 eastbound.
130, which is certainly not implausible with a motorcycle. Then this is really a hazardous thing. Luckily, it is on the freeways, all in a straight line, no cross traffic. But the speeds are very, very high, and one false move, one error could be fatal to this cyclist. And that's something everybody wants to avoid as well.
Guys, I'm getting multiple POVs. Lock in with me, okay? I'm going to get multiple angles on this. Hold on.
That's right. Right now, they are tracking the suspect from the air. We did see a night sun on him earlier on. I think he's going just a little bit too fast to really keep the light on him really accurately. But they did lose him right around Sunset Boulevard, where that overnight construction has been taking place each and every night. It's going to be going on all weekend long, and that has really caused a bottleneck through the Sepulveda Pass in both directions. Northbound is where he got lost. They actually fell back right around Sunset, and then he started splitting lanes. He was splitting lanes, eventually jumped over to the shoulder, and he took the shoulder all the way up to the 101 freeway, where you can see traffic is much lighter, has been for the better part of the last 5 or 7 minutes as he makes his way southbound on the 101 freeway, now coming up on Glendale.
Yeah, the 134 eastbound now, heading into Glendale. The traffic right now on any of these freeways just about is going to be very light unless there's construction. It's 11 o'clock. It's 3 minutes after 11 on a Friday night in Southern California. So most of the freeways, excuse me, are going to be very, very lightly traveled, which I guess is good news in terms of the likelihood of an accident or a collision with another vehicle. It does make the ability to travel more easy, but it also means this pursuit may last a lot longer, depending on whether someone makes a fatal error.
Right, but the visibility, really it's nighttime. This is dangerous. This is dangerous.
We'll have to see, you know, if there's something else that's involved here, what that would add suspicion to this, that would make them want to continue this pursuit.
Yeah, I mean, at these speeds, he's not going to get great mileage either. So he's on borrowed time, presumably. Again, we have no idea how much gas he started with in that tank, and I really don't know what kind of mileage that bike's going to get. But at these speeds, it's limited, let's suffice to say. So he's on borrowed time, but the effort here to catch up with him is not really, we're just not hearing them get into position anymore. I'm listening on the radio. They were talking about keeping a South LA unit in this direction in case they were able to bring this to a stop, to eventually bring him into custody and take him back down into the southern part of the county where this all started, where presumably there may be more charges stacked up down there that they witnessed and that they documented. In the meantime, though, it really has turned into a joyride with CHP just observing from above.
Well, it's interesting, too. You mentioned that they believe he has a handgun. I wonder how they would know that. If this is someone that's known to them that they've been tracking, or for some other reason.
Right. That leads me to believe that there are other crimes, the likes of which we have really no idea. It would be pure speculation. But they have more intel than we do, and more that they are not letting on here. So just the mere fact that they are aware of a possible weapon on him does indicate that he is a known suspect, and also may contribute to their decision-making in terms of just catching up with him at his residence or at an associate's residence, wherever he ends up. If they could just track him from above, that might be the safer bet than putting too many lives in danger on a Friday night in the middle of the freeway here, unless they can get somebody right up behind him. But at these speeds, unless they get a chippy unit involved, you can run into the same problem. It's just really, really hard to keep up with a motorcycle doing $120, $130 on these freeways. It's always a dicey situation, and most of the times, under normal circumstances, they will often just quit it and let him go. It's just not worth the risk to the officers and to the public. But if there are more violent crimes that are associated, that could change the calculus.
These speeds, he's going to hurt himself,
what
man.
We see here, even if he slows
His
down
visibility
just a
is
little
way
bit,
too low for
they
this.
may change their attitude and decide to get more units in position here. But they just might be, having a busy night and don't have enough units to get over here. There's other municipalities that might get involved. I should correct myself, actually. I said CHP was tracking. The Sheriff's Department actually has their helicopter.
This guy
up.
is
so
out.
CHP is no longer involved in this chase. Right now, the LA County Sheriff's Department is the one with the helicopter keeping an eye on this suspect.
And we don't know what level of, how fast the Sheriff's Department units on the ground can go.
So this guy can go in any lane that he wants. He can go at whatever speed he wants because there's really nothing that is going to...
I don't know if they've got superchargers or turbochargers in the CHP ground units that other agencies may not, but that may be reflective of the fact that there's nobody behind him at the moment. But
this is on some Grand Theft Auto shit. He's like, guys, 140 miles per hour.
He's armed. You see,
he is
lit up.
on some
They are lighting him up with
GTA
that night
San
sun.
Andreas
The
shit
Sheriff's
right
Department
now.
helicopter keeping up with him. But nobody on the ground so far behind him. What's ahead in terms of traffic? In terms of freeway choices? I guess the 210 is up ahead, right? Once he gets to Pasadena.
And as I look off
their feed is messing up. I got backup. I got a backup feed. Don't worry. I got backup feed. We're good.
I apologize.
He's lost the feed. I got it. Don't worry, guys.
We're going to try to get this back.
Oh, he's so cool. Oh, my gosh.
With Chris.
Yo, this guy is nuts.
Chris, you were starting to tell us.
Throp, thank you so much, Throp. Shout out to Throp in the comments.
Ahead. He said the freeway's pretty much
thank you so
wide
much.
open ahead of him that he could see looking out the nose of the aircraft. And you see the speeds here that he's just flying down. 134 approaching the 210 now. He's heading into the Pasadena area, eastbound.
Guys, he could be armed. Possible. He's possible.
Which direction he wants to go on the 210 freeway or whether he wants to keep going on the 134. This is something that is a pursuit that began on the 91 freeway in South LA. I believe it was westbound on the 91, got onto the northbound 110 to the 405 northbound through the Sepulveda Pass, and then southbound on the 101 freeway through Encino, Sherman Oaks, Studio City, and then getting onto the Glendale, into the Glendale area on the 134. Now he is at Fair Oaks on the eastbound 210 freeway still at a very high rate of speed. Again, this is a motorcyclist who was initially seen to have his lights off and traveling at a high rate of speed, and now
Moto, thank you for becoming a member. Let's welcome Moto to the family, guys.
Enforcement agency that is tracking him, that he has a handgun. We don't know if that's involved in a criminal act or whether he is in just possession.
Okay, so this is bad overall. Possible. He's possibly armed. He's going 140 miles per hour, switching lanes rapidly, low visibility.
He's driving this motorcycle.
He's reckless. This could be bad, chat.
Did he?
Look at this. Look at this. Lock in, man.
We indicate that he has it. We don't know.
It's not confirmed though.
We've got a guy on a motorcycle, or a person on a motorcycle, with a backpack that looks to be pretty heavily stuffed. It's pretty big backpack. Chris, what can you tell us about what we're looking at right now?
Yeah, so the further east we get here, the lighter traffic gets, Mark. There is some volume on the freeway, but it's very light. He has plenty of room to play with.
You're so welcome, Moto. Welcome to the family.
Cars ahead of him, you're going to see a lot of weaving, and at these speeds, that weaving in and of itself could play a real danger here. One wrong move, as you know, a wrong twist of that wrist, and he is going to go flying, and not in a good way.
Yep.
So at these
He's
speeds,
weaving in and out. Weave. He's weaving.
Miles per hour. Eastbound on the 210 freeway, just past Madre, and continuing to just book it straight through into the San Gabriel Valley here. The LA County Sheriff's Department has the night sun on him there with the helicopter, and I understand that California
He's weaving.
They have a fixed wing airplane on the way over here as well. So just that knowledge.
Dude, he is weaving past cars. Yo, this is crazy. Oh my gosh.
Up with this suspect and bring him into custody. Again, they're committed to this for reasons that we are just unaware. If it was just speeding, you wouldn't expect to see those kinds of resources dedicated to a pursuit like this.
Yes, this is live, ladies and gentlemen.
Eventually, just let him go. But considering that they are sending more units over here, it does make you wonder. Now, when they get here, they're going to face a problem that we are facing just in the next couple of miles, and that is a pretty thick
Yo, he's weaving. Oh my gosh.
Right off of our nose here in the next couple of miles.
Finger, what's up, Finger? How are you? I miss you. What's up?
The fixed-wing aircraft, and most likely even the sheriff's helicopter may have to peel off as well. They are traveling much slower than we are. We may even lose him here with our camera as he continues to travel.
Wait a minute. Let me get the other cameras. Hold on, chat. Hold on.
Did he just get off there, Josh? He did get off the freeway.
He got off.
Off the freeway at Baldwin Avenue.
There he goes. There he goes. There he goes.
Coming out the north side. On the north side of the 210 freeway. Now traveling northbound, turning around, and getting onto Foothill. Foothill Boulevard. Now westbound Foothill Boulevard on surface streets. That is going to invite probably more resources, by my estimation, whether it's Sheriff's Department or
Thank you, Finger.
Sierra
Appreciate
Madre,
the love.
Pasadena police likely monitoring this as well. They also have their own helicopter at their disposal, and it looks like now he's making a turn back towards the freeway. In fact, it looks like he's getting onto the entrance of the 210 freeway. So he's going to put him right back on the freeway, only this time he's going westbound on the 210 freeway, and that basically negates everything I just said about the weather. He's now going back towards clearer skies, where that fixed-wing aircraft from CHP will have a much easier time taking this over.
He's weaving through the traffic.
Who is still over here. So we've got the Sheriff's Department following above. Occasionally you'll see that night sun. And now we just have to wonder how much more fuel he's got left in that bike, because at these speeds, we know that they just don't get great gas mileage. Mark.
All right, so now back westbound on the 210 freeway, heading back into the Pasadena area, back from whence he came. We've been watching this person traveling at this at triple-digit speeds pretty much for the entirety of this report since we've been following. Now it looks like he's getting off at Madre Street. This is Pasadena. He's got to traverse and get around this semi-truck here. Getting off
at Madre, and I think it's worth pointing out during the course of this pursuit, he's had a lot of opportunities to just quit it while he's ahead. I mean, with that, a lot of ground units down there, there are so many spots where he could have gotten off the freeway or now on surface streets, places where he could just hide out, either with the bike or just dump the bike altogether if he really wanted to hide and lose law enforcement. Looks like they're pointing on the south side of that hotel right there.
He went right behind
once again,
right behind this hotel.
He got off at the Madre Street exit, and it looks like they're still focused right there on this. He went into a parking garage. Oh. He pulled the classic parking garage trick, and now he's hiding out underneath this apartment building, Mark.
Okay, well, you kind of you said he's had all these opportunities to ditch the bike or get out on foot, and it appears that's what he may have done here. This is an apartment building, apartment complex on East Foothill Boulevard. We believe this is the Pasadena area. He got off at Madre Street, and he passed by this building and never came out the other side. So the belief is that he has gone into the parking area or somewhere in that structure. And if they really want this guy, they're going to have to surround this building. They're going to have to set up a perimeter very quickly. Can you tell what does it say? Bell? I can't really see what.
Pushing there really quick, Josh. It's the Bell
Pasadena.
And it looks like an apartment building. By my estimation, it could be a hotel. I think it's an apartment building, though. Right here at the intersection of Foothill and Madre. He took that first chance he got.
He's around there, man.
And is now hiding out in this building.
It's a building, so where are you going to go?
Inside here, no attempt at even, well, there's a black and white, but you're going to need a lot more resources to pull in here and form any kind of a perimeter. They'll do a search in there. Obviously, this building most likely has security cameras inside that garage, and that may help them out here. But he's had a lot of time already inside that structure to hide out. So this could be a prolonged search if they don't get him right away.
All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to move on and cover other news of the day and of the evening. It's been a very
cover this
on Eyewitness News, and we will get back to you if there are any developments. Thank you very much, Chris Christie. And,
oh, look, he went inside. He went inside.
With you as needed.
The parking garage. You saw
Again,
that?
That pursuit of the motorcycle rider now coming to a pause, I guess you could call it, at this apartment complex in Pasadena. We will come back as needed. In the meantime, a frightening attack right here, caught on surveillance camera.
Okay. Okay, we're back. We're back, chat. We're back. Thank you. Thank you. We're back. They're setting up the perimeter. Lock in. He got away? You think so? I don't think so. He's still there. He's still there. He's still there. No, chat, we're staying. Trust me. I got this. I got angles. I got angles. If I don't get, trust me, I'm going to do instant transmission. Yo, wait a minute. Can he go through here? Oh, look at that. I got to get the scanner. I got to get the scanner. The tech or something. Hold on. I got to get the scanner.
Coringa, south of Hollywood, East Curb.
I got the scanner on. Hold on.
1091, standby.
AI night party like a Novesity party.
7833.
I love you.
7833.
AMC. Thank you so much for that. You got that right, girl.
So 7, you can stack consider 4983.
No, that's a black and white. That's a black and white. He ditched the bike. No. That's a black and white bike. I think that is. That's a black and white bike. Thank you so much, AMC.
440 Devonshire Street at the Vons, code 50163-1753.
Let's okay, this is not a good angle. Let's go to the other side.
All right, we don't have any update yet. No update yet.
No update. Okay.
Is that confirmed? I don't know if that's confirmed yet. Christina, do you have that? Is that confirmed? Definitely him.
Wait, did they get him? They get him?
Physics. Incident 5080 or East 421.
111 Adam. Attention Santa Clarita units, code 3 response needed 902.
Yeah, that's right. A lot more units pulling into position here right outside this apartment building, the Bell Pasadena at Foothill Boulevard and Madre Street, where there is a word that the suspect may now be in custody inside of that parking structure. You can see officers now casually walking in there.
Oh, yeah, they got him.
One of those officers that pursued him into that garage.
I think they got him, Chad. I think they got him, Chad.
Was able to track down that motorcyclist.
Comment now. Do you think they got him or no? That casual walk looked like an NPC from Vice City in San Andreas or something like that. He went. I think they got him, Chad. I think so. I think they did. You know how they run and they go, because they got him. They do.
Chet, I'm very sure, because I got him. Obama couldn't get him. Biden couldn't get him. Even Abraham couldn't get him. JFK, RFK couldn't get him. I got him, trust me. What are you talking about? You didn't get him, RFK. I did. My amazing, talented abilities got him. I promise.
I think you are lying. I don't think they... Where is this helicopter going?
I send off the helicopter because I got him.
I can tell you right now, Donald Trump, you're a goddamn liar.
Okay, maybe a little bit, but still.
Whoa, what's going on with the helicopter? What the hell?
Everyone, if you're brand new, welcome to the stream. We cover true crime, trending topics, and breaking live coverage on Novesity. So please hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this out, whatever you can. Originally, this podcast was not about this. We were talking about... We were talking about the Nancy Guthrie case. We are trying to understand that because of the second message that was received and also the approach of Nancy's home by the federal agents. I started doing the Trump impression and mad people left the stream. Yeah, they got him. They got him. No, I need to be asleep, but I can't leave you alone. Possum girl. Then don't go to sleep.
Sí, aquí estamos sobre la terminación de esta persecución policial que acaba de terminar en el área de Foothill Boulevard y Sierra Madre Villa Avenue. Esta era la policía de la patrulla de caminos de California que estaba persiguiendo a un
Oh shit, tomorrow's the Super Bowl. I forgot all about that. Let's go. I love your stream and your coverage, but could you not use God's name in vain, brother? I appreciate that. Typically, I get people that says, F you, don't use God's name. And I'll try my best. No promises, but I'll try. I'm not really a religious person nor a political person. I just have fun when it's a car chase because it's the only place where I can get comfort and humor. Since we talk about crime and mass shootings on this channel, mass stabbings and fire and death. So I like humor, so it might slip. So forgive me. I'll try. Yeah, they got him already, chat. They got him. They got him. They got him. They got him.
Thank you, Jamie. Headed him.
All right. We got him. That doesn't mean you get to go home. You stay your butt. You hear me? I'm talking to you. You stay right there. We still got to take some callers for the original podcast we were talking about. We're going to be talking about that now. So let me get situated. Hold on. All right, let's get back to the original podcast. All right. We are back. All right, chat. Now, let's get back on track. So, boom. What the vote? Let's take a look at the poll. Do you think the ransom notes is now legit? 43 of you said yes, quite a turnaround, where 34 says, I'm not sure, while only 23 says no. There is still more, still not sure, more than a no. But then a yes is 43 out of 1.5K votes. Wow, that is quite a turnaround. That is a turnaround. If they chase you solo, the game over. No got his days mixed. How? How did I get my days mixed? You forgot? It's 2:20. It's 2:24 on the East Coast. It is the 7th. Tomorrow's the Super Bowl. It just days are going by fast for me, Charles. I don't think about the Super Bowl. It was a woman motorcycle rider. Giggity. Is it really? Tell Nancy Grace that. Her statistics might say otherwise. Dominic Evans. Is Tommaso friend and bandmate? He has an arrest for burglary, robbery, embezzlement, DUI. I don't know. Can you give me their names? You said his friend and bandmates. Who has that? Burglary, arrest, embezzlement. I mean, if you really think about it, it sounds like they got caught though, right? With all those charges. But, I mean, can they possibly do this again? Yeah. Yeah, possibly. Can you give me their bandmate, Tatted?
Ray Carr is a former FBI hostage negotiator. Ray, so you get this second note, and what little the local anchor told us, it did seem to be in response to the Guthrie videos, the two they put out, and it seemed to confirm, or at least try to confirm, that that was the same person that wrote the new note, and it includes sensitive information. What do you think that sensitive information could be? Proof of life?
No, there's no proof of life.
Well, proof of life would have to be something by either a photograph or something specific to the victim themselves, to Nancy. I know they talked about an Apple Watch. They talked about a light. Are those really specific to her, to her property? There has to be something that was said to the FBI and to law enforcement that caused them to go back a third time to the residence. And I know the FBI, once they take control of something, they're going to go over the scene as though it was the first time that it was being gone over. That's just the way it happens in the Bureau.
Do you think, and I know I'm kind of zoning in on the proof of life concept because it's all we have right now, and that's the only thing keeping hope alive. Would it be something that maybe Nancy told the kidnappers that this is something in the house, this is something in the property, that maybe the kidnappers were using to prove that she's still alive, and that's what triggered the search?
I tell you, nobody's talked about this, but in kind of taking a look at this, there was 31 minutes from the time that they took the Ring doorbell camera off until the time when she left and her Apple Watch stopped working. That's a long period of time for someone to abduct someone. So to me, and I said this early on in reference to the victimology, there has to be a familiarity by the offenders, and I say there's more than one offender here, by the offenders with the property and with Nancy. Now, it doesn't have to be a direct relationship, but somebody that's provided information to individuals that went in and did the things they've done.
Yeah, I mean, that does give the abductors a lot of opportunity inside the residence to understand what's there, collect details, and maybe use or abuse those details in a negotiation. I guess this new search of the perimeter, I mean, this is quite a property. I think, what did they say? Was it a mile, 3 miles? I forget what it was. Would this be looking for something in terms of footprints, something that was dropped? What reason would they be looking that far away from the actual house?
You never know. I've been involved in many cases where individuals conducted surveillance, not only on the streets, but from the woods and from different areas. So you never know what you're going to find. When you start out with these investigations, they're very, very broad. And the further you go with these investigations, things have a tendency to narrow themselves down. And you get to focus on things that are really, really important that you find after you disprove other things that you found are not really associated with the crime itself.
All right. Thank you so much for your expertise. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for your expertise, honestly. I found you a while ago because the Chase coverage isn't stayed. You are on top of the line. Justice, brother. Oh, dude, Justice. Thank you so much, Justice. You're awesome. I appreciate the kind messages. I really do, guys. Thank you so much. Justice Equalizer. Oh, shit. Give me Denzel Washington vibes, brother. I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love. I hope you stick around more. More to come for sure, man. Annie's husband's band is called Early Black. Yes, I know that. Dominique is a member. I didn't know the member. Early Black Dominique is a member. Connection? Well, let's take a look at this. Tommaso claims about bandmate Dominic Evans' power of attorney emerged in a Nancy Guthrie kidnapping. All right, let's go. Let's read to this. The disappearance of Nancy has sparked a lot of interest in his son-in-law, Tommaso, which people still think that he did this. The mother of Today host Savannah Guthrie was reported missing on Sunday. Okay, I'm going to skip this because they're giving us a history lesson. We know this. Okay, I'm going to skip to the point of this article. So okay, there we go. All right. Here we go. All right. Pima County Sheriff Chris reportedly told New York Times that Sione dropped Guthrie home after dinner. Authorities believe that Guthrie was taken between Saturday night and Sunday morning. While there is a lot of social media interest on Sione, given he was the last person to see her, Pima County Sheriff's Office made it clear that they have not declared any suspect or person of interest at this time. So, Tad and Scott, I think they're going to get to the band. Authorities also explained that it was standard procedure to talk to people who might have a contact with Guthrie. I don't know why they're doing that. Just say Nancy, okay? I don't know why they did that. Prior to her kidnapping, and had hence spoken to Sione. While other investigators continue to search for Nancy Guthrie, several claims have been made about Sione's band and an alleged power of attorney. To be sure, these claims have come from unverified profiles. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. A post on X claimed that Sione had special durable power of attorney. Tommaso Sione, the principal, signed my name in this power of attorney this day of May 16th, and being his first duly sworn, do declare, to the undersigned authority that I sign and execute this instrument as my power of attorney, and that I assign in winningly or willingly direct another to sign for me, that I executed as my free and voluntary act for the purpose to express in the power of attorney, and that I am 18 years of age and older, in sound mind, and under no constraint of undue influence. I don't want your Herbal Valley. Tommaso brother, sign the name. Being duly sworn, do declare under the signed authority that I swear to execute the instrument of my power. However, there is no link between this alleged document and Nancy. It has only surfaced after her kidnapping, and many online were quick to assert that such documentation was commonplace in real estate dealings. No big deal. This was just a useful mortgage loan closing between him and Annie. Interesting. Now focusing on his bandmate. It's been claims that Sione's band and bandmate Dominic Evans as well. Sione is in a band called Early Black. Okay, who's drawn attention? The songs, okay, we know about that. We talked about that already. I'm going to talk about his bandmate. There's no talk of his bandmate. Bandmate Dominic Evans, here it is, who is apparently a friend of Sione. Also drew attention. I think everyone in that inner circle should be looked at and fully vetted, including this guy, Dominic Evans. He's Tommaso Sione's friend and bandmate. Has arrests of burglary, robbery, embezzlement, DUI. Where is Nancy Guthrie? A person claimed on X. On X. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. You know, if you've been watching me for a while, somebody's going to get sued. All right. We got to be very careful. Now, we can always vet and understand, but you got to be very careful what these people post on X. They plant a seed. It's up to you to bloom that flower. You're responsible for that. Now, I can say if somebody with those charges, if verified and true, because that was posted by someone, they said on X, not saying that it's not. If he is a robbery, embezzlement, and DUI, well, it doesn't fully mean that he was, that doesn't just, you can't just like assume that, okay, this is the guy. No, you can look at his past and vet them and see what's going on. Now, here's what I do know is that during, I believe, the second presser or something, they said everyone is like, they didn't say everyone's a suspect, but no one's off the hook. We are taking care of everyone. We're looking through everyone. Now, they have talked to Annie and Tommaso. They have talked to him. And I'm pretty sure they are looking at alibis. They are like, we can say, are they doing their job? They have slack. I agree with you. They have so much slack, disappointment. But what I am going to say is, where is it? First, people thought it was Tommaso. Now we're saying, okay, let's look at Dominique. It's good. We want to create these theories to better understand, but we have to be very careful what we put, especially putting claims. Only so much people can vet, even these Twitter fingers, but it's good to verify this information and then go to your audience and say, hey, this person's such and such. I wonder if the officers, vet them and checked on them. Context, again, it matters. You guys do know what's been happening, right? Ever since specific individuals, Twitter fingers and people post things and they word things very dangerously. Well, do you know that there was personal threats against Annie? You didn't know that? Oh, yes, there was. Even Tommaso. And now look at this. You don't think this would follow suit to Dominique? Dangerous shit. So if you was to think that, okay, personal attacks against all three individuals, did all three take Nancy? Is it safe to do that? Social media is very powerful. It's very dangerous to do this. We have to be for sure. We have to know. Again, opinions, theories, that's fine. But we have to be careful what we put out. Just like what Ashley Banfield put out. She covered her ass spectacular. That podcast was great. She said, maybe, not verified. I have a good source. But again, maybe. It's not confirmed. Well, the people who put out this claim on Twitter, they didn't use such vocabulary. I didn't see that. This article didn't say that. You see what I'm saying? There's quite a difference. Yeah, I would be very, very, very careful here. No, dude, I'm talking about the bandmate Dominic. He's got all sorts of arrests. Am I not covering that right now? That's what I just... I know. I'm saying that. I'm saying that it. Let's say he do. I focus on authorities that vets people, not claims. When I hear it by authorities, yeah. So, or if we go on look at records. So, again, I cover that. All I can say to this is they are vetting everyone. They are checking on everyone. Even today, now the 7th, I checked the updates. The updates is this next day. No person of interest yet. No one. And you have to think about something also. You saw how quick they got that dummy, that slow person, Derek. You see how quick they got him in just hours? You think they're not going to get Dominique? At least a person of interest? So yeah. Yeah. Thanks for all you do know, and I hope you guys don't. And I hope this guy don't die. What are you talking about? I'm a little scared. What you mean? I shared that before you talked about him. Oh, it's okay, Tatted. I figured that. Tatted, you are so good. I figured that. I'm not tripping. I promise you. You good. You good, Tatted. But when I read that article, they specifically said what this person put on X. And remember, guys, I promise you, I'm not trying to be a nerd. I'm not trying to be Mr. Know-It-All. But can we not agree? Can we not all agree that we have to be careful? Like this can somebody will catch a case. And it's not about being feared of getting sued. It's about these threats that these people are receiving. That's why Ashley Banfield was so careful with her words. That's why I respected her. I wish these other people that are putting these claims can do that. People could have bad criminal history, a bad history. They can, which I agree with you. We should check on them. But they already said that they checked they said the inner circle. And from there, they're going outwards. They did that already. They did that. They did that. So that's good to hear. Again, I'm not saying that he's completely innocent. Let me tell you something. It could be very well somebody in the inner circle, if you know what I'm saying. It still can be. No one is off the list. Nobody. And that is one thing that I can definitely stand by with you guys. Nope. No one's off the list. Nobody. All right. These people have been waiting so patiently. Hey, Gucci. What's up? How's it going? Very good super chat, Tatted. Very good. Very good. Gucci.
What's up, Nov?
How's it going, Gucci?
I'm good. It's late, early in the morning. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. So, let me know where you're from and what year you was born.
Yeah, so I was born in '96, and I'm from Louisiana.
All right, 96, and you are from. You said Louisiana.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So, do I have permission to use your voice, your liking, as the way as I feel, and and distribute it as however I like it? Is that okay?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So, give me your thoughts on this.
Yeah. So, my mind keeps going back to the Brian Kohberger case, and we thought for the longest time that the cops and everyone were. I mean, it was pretty much a joke, and we were like, how does someone murder 4 people in their house and get away with it? And little did we know that they were tracking the whole time, their suspect. And so my thought is that, I mean, obviously you're going to keep information close to the vest, and, you don't want certain information getting out, and people taking that information and pretending to be someone, and all that stuff. So I'm thinking that they have a lot more than what they're letting on. I know that in the note, there were the 2 deadlines and this and that. But one thing that actually, I don't know if this is just some kind of theory that I have, but I found it very interesting that it was only Cameron to make a video at that first deadline. And, Savannah posted it, but it was just him. And so it makes me think, are they playing to the criminal's emotions? Was there something in the first ransom note that pointed out Cameron in some way? Maybe they haven't disclosed. But I think that it's real. The fact that the feds can't trace it back, and they're giving specific details, and we only know of 2 things. And, I think the fact that it was the location of her Apple Watch, because the floodlight, yeah, you could see that, from a drone, helicopter, whatever. The location of her Apple Watch, that's not something that was ever discussed from what I know. So that in itself made me think that the ransom note was legit. As far as today's message, they said it contains sensitive information. I'm thinking, just a theory here, but maybe it's her status. Maybe it's she's deteriorating, and I'm not playing games with it. I told you no contact, no conversation. This is me letting you know that it's serious, and you have until Monday. As far as them being on the property, it makes me wonder if, and this could just be a crazy thought, what if they disposed of that front door camera in that property somewhere in a bush or a shrub, because they're digging deep into those shrubs and those bushes. So I'm wondering, they're looking for something very specific, and it's not something big like, God forbid, a body or something like that. It's something smaller. And another thought that crossed my mind was, what if it's a piece of jewelry that was very specific, and they tossed it into a bush or a shrub, and that's what they're looking for? But it really intrigued me that they were on the roof too, and they were really on the side of the top half of those structures. So is there something hidden that they mentioned in that note, and saying, basically, your answer is right in front of you, and I'm still in control, and the reality is you have no idea.
There's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I think that you're asking back-to-back questions because you are completely this case got you pondering a lot, doesn't it?
It does.
I can tell.
I'm very invested, and I think it's just because it speaks to the heart. Like, she's 84 years old. She's an elderly woman who needs a medication. She's not in the best health.
Mm-hmm.
She's smart as a whip, but and we keep saying it's about the money. It's about the money. But I feel like if it was about the money, why not choose someone more high profile? I feel like her specifically, whether it was, I agreed with one of the interviews that they did. They said that they don't think they targeted her because of Savannah. They think that she was chosen, and basically it just so happened that they know who her family is, and they know what kind of money they have. And so the fact that they're saying they think that they're local, what if it's someone that is very familiar with that family, and they know their status and stuff like that, and so they're using that to their advantage? Or I don't know. It's just racking my brain.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So I can answer one of those questions at least. I know it's a lot. I believe, in my opinion, that they chose Savannah specifically because Savannah is a huge face. Now, I only say Savannah because she makes a lot of money. You see, you can't believe in too much coincidence. Then is it just coincidence? You understand what I'm saying? See,
right.
The mother is the heart of the family, but with respect, it is that weak link. And what do I mean by that? Is because she is a strong attachment, emotional attachment to everyone's heart in this family. Think of her as like that middle piece that keeps everyone stable. She is the mother. They don't have their father. May he rest in peace. Charles died of a heart attack when Savannah was just 16. So you have to understand, if you wanted to target, why not anyone? But I can ask you this question, Gooch. What's your name? I don't want to call you Gucci. Just give me a different name.
You can call me Kels.
Kels?
Kels, yep.
Kels, okay. Why not Savannah? Why not Nancy and her family? I mean, if you really think about it, if Savannah is such a big face, right? A big face in the family. Well, that seems pretty apparent that, I would choose Nancy. You really think about it, because Savannah doesn't just do the Today Show. Oh, she's a millionaire. She's famous.
Right.
I believe she interviewed the president, if I'm not mistaken. She's known. So the more appearance I see, Olympics, Today Show, president, she works for Ashley Banfield, different stations, not just one. So you can see how it's understandable how she's a target. She's known in the industry. But most importantly, she makes money.
Yeah, right.
You understand?
My thing with that is, okay, if that's the case, then at that 5 o'clock deadline, I go back to that. Why is it just Cameron making that video? If the goal is Savannah, why not have Savannah make that video?
Well, I'm not saying the goal. Okay, so I'm telling you like this. It's not only about Savannah. They want to extract as much money as possible. I don't think this is just about Savannah, because if it was, they would have delivered the ransom note to Today's Show, wouldn't they? Not KOLD.
Right.
So I'm not saying that it's about Savannah. It's about the family to gather their money. You understand?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, because wouldn't they just use the name Savannah in the ransom note? Which possible, but they didn't say that. They didn't specify. They just said, put the money in the address, call it a day, goodbye. You don't? First demand, I don't know what that was, but the second demand, I read on the KGUN, not confirmed. They said that they're going to her. Yeah. So why would they limit themselves with Savannah? Like, isn't that limiting money? So they like, we can, instead of $1 million, let's ask for $50 million. I'm pretty sure Annie, Cameron, and Savannah's husband could come up with it.
Yeah.
All together. And why not the mother's money as well, right?
Yeah, that crossed my mind. And I'm not saying at all I disagree with you. I mean, there's so many things that this could be. I do have a slight thought about why the second message wasn't sent in to TMZ. I wonder if Harvey spilled a little too much information and they're worried that there could be copycats trying to, I guess, pretend to be them even more so and potentially take the money instead. Does that make sense?
What do you mean?
So Harvey gave a lot of information that once the FBI came out with it, but things, for instance, of the time frame and stuff like that. So what if him giving that information kind of puts a threat on them and their legitimacy in sending in more emails? Does that make sense?
I think I know what you're saying. Well, it's kind of still too early because TMZ received it on February 3rd, while KOLD received it on the 2nd. So I think,
that is another thought that I had, was maybe it's coming.
yeah, maybe it could be coming. Maybe. Or maybe these criminals, these sophisticated individuals decided to change their mind. Remember, TMZ has a big mouth, and it looked like it worked, didn't it?
Right.
It sure did work. Sure did work.
I'm wondering if they got a little frustrated that the original media outlets didn't come out with more information about it, and they wanted more notoriety. So they went to where they knew.
That's a very good point. I like that. Very good.
It would come out, for sure.
Mm-hmm. That's actually very good. That's actually, I can't argue with that. That's yeah. Yeah, that's actually very good. Yeah.
Maybe if they keep tight lips, tomorrow we'll get a breaking news saying TMZ did receive the other message.
Yeah. Kels, I have a good feeling that tomorrow is going to be yet another big day.
I'm with you there. I need to go to bed, but I'm just on the edge of my seat with this because I have a gut feeling that something big is about to happen. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Me too. I have that too.
We're all hoping for a safe return, but I really, and one thing that I was wondering, that Circle K contacted law enforcement talking about the vehicles, but we have not received any kind of information saying this is the kind of vehicle we're looking for, or whatever. Do we know the location of that Circle K? Is it on that intersection that they keep talking about?
So I had that information. I can actually try to pull that up, but the Circle K's the location I can pull up, but the other information I don't know when or how they communicated that. That I don't know, to be honest with you. But again, that's still under investigation. That's not even like a confirmed source. Like it's not it's right now. There's no information on who or if it's like I would say usable. And the reason why I'm asking is because they now just got the cameras on most of the streets. They decided to do that now. Way late.
Right. I literally said that to my wife today. I said, why are they just doing this?
They doing this now. Late.
Unless they're going back to look for something very specific that they didn't look for in the beginning.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it needs to be something specific. If I was working under an investigation, February 2nd will be everybody hands on deck. I want all cameras. I want to talk to every single person. I want to ping something. I want to do the on your radar. I would do everything I possibly can to get, because listen, let me tell you something. Let me ask you a personal question. You said your wife, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What if your wife was kidnapped in these conditions and they said deadlines for in 2 days?
So we actually discussed this today because I'm going to be very honest. I don't have the best relationship with my mother, but if this was my mother, I've lost my father, so I can say this. I know beyond the shadow of a doubt that if I were able to, I would pay that ransom, because someone actually mentioned this in the chat today. I would know that at that point I did everything that I could. And I think at the end of the day, even if she doesn't come home in the condition that you're wanting, and that's ideal, that you did everything that you could do to save her.
Right.
And I think that's very important right now. And I mean, like I said, I would give maybe until Sunday morning at this point. And at that point, I'm paying it and hoping and crossing my fingers.
You are better than me, because I wouldn't touch Sunday. I wouldn't risk it, because you have to think about 84 years old, elderly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not considering the age factor, but
also her
right.
conditions, medication, elderly. I could even show you a picture of her or her thin, tight skin. Any little thing, she'll leak. Yeah. She's very, very, very vulnerable. She has a heart condition, by the way, and a pacemaker. Oh, and high blood pressure. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I'd probably be hitting the button.
Yeah, I would hit, but that money means shit to me. It doesn't mean nothing. Same thing with
you can always get your money back. You can't
get your mom back. Look at you, Cal's big brain.
Yep.
Big brain.
I think it's funny also. The first case that I ever really dove into was the Brian Koberger case, but they came out and said that there was a white Elantra traveling at a high rate of speed and the gas station caught it. I'm wondering if the same kind of thing is happening, and they have video footage of.
Wait a minute. A what? A what?
A white Hyundai Elantra. That was Brian Koberger's car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. And I'm saying that that's what the cops came out, and that's how they got that description out of the car. And they said they had video footage of this car traveling at a high rate of speed. So at around the time of the murders. So I'm wondering if the same concept is happening where they're saying we have video footage of these cars or this car traveling at very high rate of speed or acting suspicious.
I see what you're
at this
saying.
time
I see
frame,
what you're
and
saying. Well,
yeah.
let me tell you something. I know people relate other cases to this one, but I'm going to tell you this is a little different. You see, the way that they caught Kohlberger, you know how they got him, right? Like how it was him, right?
Yeah.
So they got Kohlberger through the blood on the seat, right? The DNA to confirm, the cell phone location data, that was just 2. The phone activity patterns, that is just 3. And the video timeline evidence. That was great. It also the surveillance showing the white car. The Hyundai.
Right. So the Elantra, yeah.
So is Kohlberger a sophisticated team?
No. I am 100% with you on. Right. I do not think that it's one single person. I think that it's a group, or there's at least 2 people. I mean, you have to think about. There's someone, wrangling everything you need to get her out of the house. You've got to have someone watching, right? But the thing that stood out to me is this: they keep saying that the writing of the email is so sophisticated. Obviously, this is a very intelligent person. We know this. Look at what they've done to evade the feds, basically, with this.
Yeah. Look how long and good, and it left them completely confused.
That alone to me tells me that this is very well thought out. This is very methodical, and I think it's a chess game, but I don't think that it's a chess game that the family wins without doing what they're asked to do. I genuinely think the second message was just saying, we're not joking. You have until Monday, and here's another reason why.
Good point. Good point. Exactly. Well said. Well said. Kels, listen, you are great. And I see you paying attention really well. You know your stuff. Good job.
Yeah, I'm a very detail-oriented person. So.
Good job. Good job. Thank you so much for talking. I got to give somebody else a chance.
Yep. Have a good night.
Have a wonderful night. Nita. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, Nita. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Awesome. So where are you calling from and what year you was born?
El Paso, Texas, 1980.
1980. Still young as can be. Do I have permission to use your voice on my live podcast and also use it in any of the platforms as I need?
Yes.
Live? Okay. You're okay. Awesome. All right. So Nita, tell me, what are your thoughts?
I have so many thoughts about this. It is making me ill at times to really think and go over this case. But today, as I'm just listening to everything, I'm thinking about what is it that this kidnapper or these kidnappers really want? And it's that emotional response from the family so that they can get that big payday. And what do I mean by that? I'm saying they want them to be afraid. They want them to think their mother isn't coming back. Their mother is going to lose her life. That's why the no communication, And so, hello?
I'm here. You continue.
Oh, I'm hearing ding. I guess there's people coming. Anyhow, I'm thinking that emotional response is what they're really after so that they can get the money. And so the family really needs to disconnect the emotion. So I think that's why the FBI or the police is having them move in the way that they're moving so that the kidnappers don't get that emotional response from the family. Maybe that's why Cameron had to do that one by himself, because Savannah was so emotional in the first one.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you cut out that last part.
I said maybe that's why Cameron had to do one by himself because first one you could see the emotion in Savannah. And so it's kind of like trying to play that psychological game with the kidnapper that they're playing with the family.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point with the how Savannah was emotional, and then Cameron got. That's a very good point. Very good point. I see you also paying attention, Nita. Very good observation.
Yeah, I have elderly parents. My dad will be 79 this year, and he's also battling dementia. So I worry.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry.
Yeah, he gets a lot of scam phone calls. And so whenever I'm around him, I'm always asking, who are you talking to? Sometimes I'll take over the phone call just to make sure that they know he's not alone. You can't play a game with him.
Right.
He's sharp very much at times. But when I hear stuff like this, it just makes me worry about him again. So this case is just so interesting to me. And like I said yesterday, nobody's off the hook. I can't really say that it's not a family member. I can't say that it's not a church member. I can't say it's not band members. I can't say any of that. But what I can say that if they give up that money to this anonymous ransom seeker, what they're doing, putting more power into the kidnapper's hands, because they can come back and say in a whole different way with another ransom note saying, hey, that was never us. You didn't verify that was us. You have no way to say that we received that money. They can keep trying to extract more money.
So let me ask you this question. You wouldn't pay the money?
Absolutely not. Not without proof of life. Not without knowing for sure she is alive. And it would have to be some form of video evidence. And I'd have to know that it's not AI.
So, but what if the authenticity is legit? And I'm not knocking you. I 100% respect your vision on this. But what if that is the only direction you have, the only way? Because if this ransom note isn't legit, because it makes it sound like you thinking it's not legit. Let's just say, without proof of life,
right.
it would lead to the same direction as not legit, and I wouldn't pay it. So then it would leave you to two outcomes: somebody just kidnapped her and you're never seeing her, or two, you're gonna end up getting a box delivered to you with body parts.
And you know what? And unfortunately, and I have to say it this way, because they want, like I said, that emotional response. And so you have to play the psychological game to the extent of, I'm not emotionally moved by you, and let me show you that I'm not emotionally moved by you by disconnecting the emotional response that you want. Instead of me breaking down and saying, oh my God, you've got my mom, take all my money. How about I say, make a video saying, Mom, I love you so much. I hate that this happened. I can't pay this person because they're not proving to me that you are alive. For all I know, you could be gone already. You understand what I'm saying?
I do. I understand. I get that. But I don't want to say but. I get that. The original ransom note literally said nothing else. So how do you combat that then? You're saying proof of life, but they initiated the contact and said, this is all you're going to get. Pay the money. That's it. Done.
And I would wait them out. I would literally wait them out, and I would have to come back from a psychological point. I have to take my emotions out of it because they want the emotional response.
Yeah, but the emotional response don't change the outcome, does it?
No, it doesn't change the outcome.
It doesn't. So that if that Monday hits at 6 p.m.
and if they pay the money, they have no way of knowing that their mother is coming home alive because they don't even know where she is. They don't even know that she's still alive.
Well, the ransom note says that she will be dropped off. alive.
So we're going to trust somebody. You've already broken into my mother's home.
I do get that. I get what you're talking about. I am not combating you.
Trust you
right
to bring her back.
But with money that is replaceable, you wouldn't just pay it?
I just can't without the proof of life. That is putting more power in their hands. No leads, no way of knowing if she's alive. And then I'm going to give you the money too. You have all the power.
Okay, think of it like this. They already have the power. They're in control of this. The mere fact that feds cannot trace this email, right? The email's untraceable. The Bitcoin address they have, it still can't trace shit. They can't find no one. The techniques they use, the methods, they were very methodical. Think about this and how everything was just how everything turned out. You wouldn't think for once the legitimacy of the original ransom note, knowing that this happened, it has to be real. So if I do pay it, there's even a glimpse that she's alive. Right?
Only a person who does not realize how much power that really is given that person would give up that money.
Right, but giving them power is a problem to what though? Like
they already have the power. You just said it. They have all the power. I have to take some power back. I have to make a demand too. If I say, okay, I have your money right now, but the only way I'm sending it is to have that proof of life.
But let me tell you something, how that's a contradiction on what you're saying. If they already have everything in control and power and you want something, they're not obligated to give you anything. You can't find them.
And that's why I said remove the emotion. The only way to get them to respond differently is for you to respond differently. Instead of you crying and breaking and saying, okay, here's my money. How about you say, I've accepted that I may never see my mother again.
I get that. But with them crying, it didn't work, did it? It didn't. So
that's why they put Cameron up there, but that didn't work either. What they came back with, and this is entertaining that it's actually a legit ransom letter. It's actually from the kidnapper. What they came back with was probably exactly what Gucci was just saying, and that is she is not doing well. Playing games with you.
By the way, they did say that. They said that she's alive but scared. And I know words don't mean much because you want proof. I get you. I want that, but I'm in no permission to demand that. I can ask for it, which they did, but they're in control. Let me ask you this question, and God forbid, Nita, God forbid, you're very good, by the way. You're asking questions. I respect this a lot. What if this happens and then they didn't pay it, just as you said? I'm not paying it. And then the mother comes up dead. What would be your response?
I would have to assume that she was already dead. And I would say that because knowing her age, knowing her health condition, knowing how many days she's been without her medication, and she was injured during this process.
Well, we can't assume that until we get, an autopsy.
What you're saying. I'm saying at the end, you're saying if the outcome is they say, oh, you didn't give me my money, then I'm going to kill your mom. And then I get my mom back dead. I would have to retrace back in my mind the way all of this started out. And it would go back to the age of my mother. It would go back to my mother's health condition. It would go back to the fact that they took her without any medication and how long she was without her medication. It would go back to the fact that I was never sent proof of life.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing, Nita, that you did not account for. Huh?
And she was injured.
Okay, Nita, I'm going to tell you one thing you did not account for. The pacemaker. In the presser, they said, we definitely believe she's alive. Who has that information? Hold on.
They're going to
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. It is a fact, without blocking a signal, that the pacemaker gives information. It transmits this, not rapidly, but every day. It does. And this is coming from people who have more information than us. They said, we believe she's alive.
Okay.
So with all that information, remember the pacemaker is not going to die. It could disconnect, but it doesn't kill her. It's helping her rhythm of her heart, keeping her alive, depending on the severity. People got that confused, by the way. So knowing all that, you're still not going to pay.
Not without proof of life.
Damn. Okay. I respect your opinion. I can't. I understand you. I understand you. I definitely understand. Oh, hold on. They just towed a car out of Nancy. That's not breaking news, but it is kind of ish, Patricia. But we already spoke about that about 2 hours ago. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. We're on a call right now with Nita, and Nita is saying that she definitely just would not pay without proof of life under any circumstances. And I see where she's coming from. Or it's well respected, Nita. I understand. I understand where you're coming from. So, Nita, thank you so much for this talk. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Again, for having me.
You are so welcome. You better get your butt back in that chat. I better see you up in there.
I hope that she comes home safely. Honestly, I do. I hope that whatever it takes that they find her, that she comes home safely. At the same time, I hope that the kidnappers don't win. I hope they don't get the money.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about it.
Absolutely.
I'm in your chat. I'm a new day. I'm not Nita in your chat. I'm a new day.
Okay, got you. I'm gonna look out for that name now. All right, Nita.
All righty.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, now, bye-bye. All right. The last call I'm going to take, I got to make this quick. All right. I'm be honest with you. I got to go to bed. I got to wake up for tomorrow early. It is going to be a long day. So I'm going to take Ronan, last caller. Ronan, hey, what's going on? Mic check. Ronan, what's going on? Okay. I don't know what's going on. I am not hearing anything from Ronan. Yes, that was a great caller. Some people said, I agree with caller. I don't agree with caller. I agree with caller. We can always agree and disagree respectfully. I love that. I respect Nita. Although I may not agree with her, I respect her. I don't agree. And let me tell you why. If there's a small chance, and just my opinion, but I know many of you guys agree with her. I respect that. 100%. If I could somehow, even if there's a small chance my mother is alive, and I am rich, 50 million, 100 million is just going to set me back a year or two. I can live with that. What am I losing? What am I losing? Money. I'm losing money. But I'm also educating the public and knowing that this could happen to anyone. So protect yourself. Know that this is real and this can happen. Your best friend is your security, your health, and your priority. So in my opinion, it's just my opinion, I have no problem spending the money on a life, a mother, someone that birthed you, raised you. All defense got to go on, and it was said by us, is the ransom note. High probability that that's authentic, and they are sophisticated and professional to know that not to play around. Because let me tell you this, if they do kill her while still getting the money, if this happens again, people know not to send it next time. You understand? So in my defense, my opinion, I will pay it, no problem. Even if it's my mother, just a little bit. Absolutely, I would. Absolutely, 100%. How do you call? You got to join the Discord. Thank you for the super chat. By the way, John Middleton, was that you that sent the super chat? I just want to say thank you so much, John Middleton. I appreciate you. The cell phone pings, we actually talked about that earlier. Was you hitting the podcast, John? Hello, Ronan. How's it going?
Me.
Ronan, mic check 1 2.
Yo, I'm here.
Hi, Ronan. How are you? Ronan. Ronan?
Good.
Ronan,
Can you hear me?
I think you're waiting for a response on stream.
1 2 1 2. Can you hear me?
Yes, you have to listen to the chat, not the channel on YouTube. Ronan?
Can you not hear me?
Yes. Ronan, I think you're waiting for a response on the stream. You have to lock in this conversation in the now.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. It's okay. We all have. It's okay. I don't judge.
Okay, it's muted. I'm muted. Sorry. Apologies.
No,
I
it's
forgot
fine.
There's a delay.
Are you? No.
I have done this before, but it's been a long time.
It's okay. Don't pay attention to the stream. Pay attention to the phone call now. Ronan. Ronan. Ronan.
I can't hear you.
Ronan.
Yeah.
I think you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Should we? I'm gonna have you join back. I'm gonna kick you.
Our delay is so long, dude. It's all good. I'm not sure what's going on.
It's because you have it on this. If you're watching the stream on the phone and on Discord on the phone, it will not work, Ronan. Okay. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We love our Ronan. Our delay is so... No, Ronan, I think what's happening is it's either two things. You're using the same device as you're watching... Ronan. Hey, Ronan. Hey, testing.
Ronan, please, do me a favor.
Well, I'm on PC, so... watching on PC, and I'm talking on PC, so...
Don't watch the stream, Ronan. Ignore the stream.
Might be my setup.
Pay attention to me. Love me. Kiss me. Hold me.
But I can't hear
you. Good at you. Ronan, I know you can't hear me, but try.
Anyway, basically, I want to find out if the dude married to the sister is, I don't know, has any skills with tech, with IT.
That's a great question. Look at you, Ronan, asking great questions. I think I looked this up already. What am I talking about? I did look this up. No, IT. Any tech skills? Something's going on. I can't hear him. I don't know what's going on. Okay. All right. Hey, Ronan.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah, you can hear me. What's up, brother?
Oh, we're in a waiting lobby now. I was in chill talk. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It doesn't matter where we're from. It don't matter. How you doing, Ronan?
I'm good.
Awesome. First, I need to know, do I have permission to use your voice on the live stream or distribute it as I see fit? Do I have permission?
Yeah, you do, actually.
Awesome sauce. Good to hear you, man. Everyone loves you, man.
No, they don't.
Of course they do, bro. Of course they do. They do. So
I'm
he
kidding.
was an educator, teacher, a poet.
I thought the sister was the poet. Was he a poet too?
What are you talking about?
Well, you said he was a poet.
He was
I thought Savannah's sister was the poet.
And he described him as a poet.
Okay.
Because he writes and expresses creativity through music, lifestyle, and artistic expression. He was a teacher. Oh, still is a teacher. Not too sure. But he does have a high profile in his career, in more of a major, what you call that? Corporate executive. But that was a very good question. I didn't vet him in that way if he has any expertise in IT. That's yeah. So it's quite the opposite, if anything.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna pay money to a company to literally route your traffic, hide your IP through dozens. I mean, I'm talking like there are companies that do dozens of routing, and they will bounce you all over the planet.
You mean the Onion? Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, not even the Onion to Tor browser. I mean, you can pay a company and they will VPN you dozens of times. You could have like 100, 200 bounces across the planet, and it will take the feds so long to literally find your IP address. By the time they find it,
it will be past Monday, correct?
You're gone. Yeah, you're gone. And then you just jump on another server and they start bouncing your IP address. So yeah, a VPN is just a very simple thing. It maybe bounces you one place, so you can pick up. Like if you want to watch Netflix in UK, you can use a VPN. But if you want to hide yourself, just similar to the Tor browser, where you're deep into the Onion, this will just bounce you, 50 times, and it takes time to track that down. So the feds, they're not going to catch you, and that's why I was curious. I mean, if they're looking at him as a suspect, if they are, because we don't know, if they're looking at him as a suspect, does he have any kind of IT background? Because I didn't even realize that you could do this, and I have a little bit of tech knowledge, but nothing like this. But
yeah, this seems to be something completely, again, sophisticated. Even with the basic knowledge that you have and I have, this is something I don't know. I don't know anything about this type of sophistication, and I'm all about. I'm techie as fuck, and let me tell you, I don't have this knowledge. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But you also have to think that it's not about them bouncing around and all that. It's the email that's untraceable. That is what bothers me.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is they have to have the knowledge to, literally give a trail that's a mile long that they have to trudge through. The feds have to trudge through to find you, and by the time they find you, you're long gone.
You're long gone. But I was thinking about actually them setting up somewhere else. You understand? See, they use a different IP address. You understand? So that IP address, let's just say. You have to understand what I'm telling you, Rhonda. They're working on the first one. They found out a second one. That's a whole nother fucking timeline. They have to go through that one. So if I'm correct, whatever IP address that they originally working on February 2nd, by the time they even get that concluded, they are at a different location physically. You understand?
Yes, physically. Yes, because IP addresses are the addresses that your device connects to wherever you're at.
It looks like I got somebody who knows the same knowledge as me.
Yeah, it's not like, you can change your IP address through your router.
That's not, that.
You might as well just leave, go somewhere else, connect to another router, and then just, start bouncing your IP address from that point, which then makes it a little more difficult.
Exactly. See, we on this, you know it. Man, I love it. I love it, man. I love it. Ronan, you are spot on, brother.
Well, I'm a small brain nerd, not a big brain nerd.
That's good, man. Thank you so much, man. Unfortunately, I have to cut it because I have to head to bed to wake up in the morning because something's definitely going down tomorrow. So
have a good night.
I am going to log off. Ronan, can we get some W's in the chat for Ronan? You are awesome, man. I didn't want to leave you so quickly because you was patient and stuff.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, it's okay.
You are awesome, man.
You have a great night.
You have a beautiful night.
Hawks. Go Hawks.
All right, brother.
Cheers.
Cheers, brother. I love Ronan, man. Fucking awesome, man. Man, I love you guys. The best chat on YouTube. I don't give a fuck. I don't don't give a fuck.
I don't care. Duh.
The best channel on YouTube. I love you guys so much. W's for him. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like I'm going to conclude the podcast. It is 3:30 p.m. a.m. on the East Coast of New York City. My left foot is sleeping. My right arm hurts. I have to fart and piss. My neck is cramped up. I am hungry, and my butt cheek seems to be having some inflammation issues. So I'm going to take my ass to bed, and hopefully I'll recover because I am tired because my knee's about to buckle from standing for hours. Okay, but I would appreciate it if you can hit the like button. If you can hit subscribe, I would
Appreciate it, please. Duh.
Please like, subscribe, share, do the whole shebang bang. This is the last time you can do that. So if you haven't, watch it from your TV, scratching your balls. You must have fell asleep. So wake your ass up and grab that remote and hit that like button. Hit subscribe because if you don't, you're gonna miss out. Please join the Discord, for crying out loud. Join the Discord. Join the Discord. Too much information. Not enough. Not enough. Not enough. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you so much for watching. Please follow the TikTok and Instagram. So after we're done with this, let me go to Novesity real quick on Instagram and TikTok because I do create short form content just for quick updates. Do that. Smash the follow button on Instagram and as well as TikToky. Would appreciate that so much. You guys are awesome. Love you. And like always, please do good, die great. And thank you for all the phone calls, by the way. Everybody who called in. I spoke to Kels, Ronan. It was another person, wasn't it? I forgot. Please don't hate me. Nita. Gotcha. Love you guys. Thank you so much. I love you. Sleep well. Good night. Please take care of yourself. All right? I'm done. All right, guys. Like always, do good, die great, and I'll see you on the next one. Damn, we need some outro music.